Okay, so we are now recording. On our last campaign, you guys decided to go to the orcs and the humans, if I remember correctly. And on your way there, Fallen spotted a chalice, and you guys are kind of like reading it, and you're let me see if I can remember. Sorry, I forgot to open my notes. And you guys read on the cup, beware once you start, have to finish. But there's a word in between there that you're not quite sure what it is. But it's in all different um languages. I cannot think today.
I have Celestial, Common, Draconic, and Primordial.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you guys want to do? What are you guys thinking about?
I'm willing
We
to.
mostly want to use the cup.
Yeah, I want to go use the cup.
Does everybody want to use a cup?
I'll watch.
You'll watch. Okay. Okay. All right, everyone, roll me a search, and we're gonna search for like a river nearby.
I have a water skin.
Oh wow!
I got
Fallen spots
18.
water.
I see water.
I see water.
I got an 11.
Okay.
14.
All right. So fallen spots of water. You guys can go over there, fill the cup, and decide what to do. I'm prompting you guys. You guys do what you want.
So
I say
Fallen
we
has
go
a
fill it
cup.
up with water and then like drink from it or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you can do that.
All right. So I've got the cup.
No. Fallen has a cup.
I has a cup.
Walk up to Fallen and hold my hand up for the cup.
Fallen kind of looks at the cup and looks to Titus and says, "Hey, if you get poisoned, it's your fault," and just hands you the cup.
There we go.
I take the cup, dip it in the river, swish it around. I have immunity to disease, so I'm not worried about drinking water.
Oh jeez.
Thank you, Palor. And I.
So we don't have to boil the water.
I
Yeah.
down it in one gulp, or at least a good mouthful of it, and then I hold it out for what wants to go next.
Okay, so
I will try it as well.
all right. So you want to drink from the cup as well, Brendan?
I do.
Okay. So Fallen, since you're the one who's kind of watching this, they kind of get pulled into the cup.
Pulled in as in what?
As in, like, their entire physical body gets pulled into the cup. They are no longer there. The only thing that's there is the cup.
So are they like in the water, or are they in like the physical side of the cup?
No, they're not in the physical side of the cup. Like their entire like body got like pulled like what seemed inside, but when you like look inside the cup, it's just water.
It's like the cup drank.
Think like Jumanji.
Yeah.
Like the cup
Lovely.
So do you want to follow them?
I don't know. How about this? I have an idea. Fallen goes and actually walks by the river, muttering under her breath of, well, this just happened. And she goes and finds a tree that has really good shading, a place where she can probably hide the cup should somebody try and wander by. They won't, take them. So she's standing by the tree and she's looking at the water. And she's like, okay, here it goes. And she takes a sip.
Okay. All right. So you all get pulled into the spirit world. This is my own little spirit world. You guys are actually like inside the cup. And you kind of hear a voice saying something to you. Let me actually do this real quick. Sorry, I need to look up something. I have to constantly look this up. No, not that. This one. What do you have to figure out?
I have to add what my channel divinity powers are.
Okay.
So while that's happening, Fallen just kind of appears and
Okay.
looks to the side to both of them.
Uh,
With a look of just
well,
why.
that's just it. You guys are alone.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, you guys are definitely alone. There is no one else with you. So you hear this voice, and why isn't this working? Ah, son of a bitch. Shit. Didn't mean to do that. Ignore me. I'm trying to do something. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Freaking little piece of crap. Ugh. There we go. So you have this like voice all inside your guys' heads. And it asks you badger, camel, dire rat, dog, riding dog, eagle, hawk, horse, owl, pony, snake, or wolf. What do you guys pick?
I think wolf.
Eagle.
Wait, what'd you pick, Brandon?
An eagle.
Eagle? Okay.
Dog.
A dog? Okay.
Mhm. I normally pick wolf, but I want to be different.
You sure? You can pick wolf.
Yeah, we can have 2 wolves.
Nothing says we can't have 2 wolves.
Okay, I'll do wolf.
Wolf? Okay, so give me just 1 second. Okay, so... Okay. And... Need to do something else.
Need more spells. Okay.
Sorry, I'm checking something because I didn't know what you guys were going to pick and I didn't want to ask before. Yes, okay. Alright, I'm going to keep that up. Okay. I'm going to keep that up too. Okay. Alright, so... There. Nope, 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 nope. Yes, bigger. And... Sorry, I have to do this real quick. So, what appears in front of you guys is for Titus and Fallen, a dire wolf appears in front of you. In front of Brendan, a giant eagle appears in front of you. So, in order for you guys to get what you want, you have to defeat it by yourself.
Oh, shit.
Lovely.
Okay.
Everyone roll initiative!
Oh wait, I have +2 initiative.
16.
So that'll be a 6.
Same.
6? 6 for both of you?
Yeah.
Roll off.
Yeah, roll off. Highest one goes first. Titus, what was yours?
16.
16. Alright.
Okay, how far away is this guy?
Alright, so we got...
That was really
55
close.
feet? Okay. I can move.
Wait, what was it? 9 and...
6.
9 and 6? Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna draw my crossbow.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. I'm doing this wrong. Crap. No, yours was 16. Yours was 7. Okay. And then we will roll initiative for... Try to see what you can do. Alright, so they got 16 as well. Roll off for me. Robert.
Oh, they got 16 too?
Yeah.
10.
10? Okay. So they're gonna go first. I'm sorry. It's just how it goes. Alright.
Okay, I've got my dwarven thrower at the ready.
You got your dwarven thrower at the ready? Alright. So, is everybody ready for this?
Does the direwolf count as a giant?
What do you mean? No, it's
Damn it.
giant.
Oh, damn it! I wanted my extra 1d8 of damage.
No. Denied. I'm not gonna allow it. Okay. Alright, so we'll go for Brendan
Oh,
first.
wait, it does an extra 1d8 no matter what if I throw it, but 2 extra d8 if I hit it and hit a giant with it. I love this thing.
Okay. Let me see. Oh, come on. Tell me how far you can fly. Don't be like this. I'm literally trying to look to see how far this thing can fly. And it is not telling me. Fly 80 feet. Holy shit. Well.
He's coming for you, David.
Yeah, he's
Duck!
I'm coming for you, bitch.
Here goes nothing.
yeah, definitely. You're just gonna like I can fly 80 feet, okay? I'm not making that up.
David?
I mean, I'm not complaining.
Good thing you're not like a halfling or like a gnome, because then you would legit be this bird's snack.
Okay, so just to let you know, it makes 2 attacks.
All right.
So it tries to hit you with this beak, because I know your armor class is higher than a freaking 7. It tries to hit you with its beak, but it misses, and its talons also miss. Okay,
That works.
peachy. All right, so dire rolls time. Miss Fallen.
Mm.
What's with that?
Courage fallen.
Courage. All right,
Mm.
are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, it can actually move 50 feet, so it's just gonna move and stay there. Okay. Okay, that goes for both of you because I can't move anymore. Just move away. Okay, so did I accidentally close that out? Oh my gosh.
The fallen reaches out and pets it. No.
Roll me a pet. That was not a good pet. Alright,
Take it, my
Alright,
hand off.
Titus,
What's
it's
rude?
your turn.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to take my dwarven thrower, kiss it for luck,
Oh,
and
Jesus.
throw it against the thing's head.
Roll me.
I really hope I hit because I got +9 to hit with it.
Well, I mean, +9. You got +9?
14 with the bonus.
Oh shit. Okay, roll me damage.
Okay, since I threw it, that's
See, they're not
2d8.
that bad. What?
That's 2d8 because I threw it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right, because it comes back to you.
Okay, so that's 8 damage plus 4 for strength plus 3 to damage, so that's 15 damage.
15
I got
the
plus
fuck?
4 strength, and it adds 3 to any damage rolls.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Now I have to actually calculate. Son of a bitch.
There's your thing back.
My thing? What are you talking?
Your book.
Oh,
Here's your
oh.
book back.
Thank you. I would like that back,
There you
please.
go,
Mhm. All right. Let's see here. Holy crap. Okay. So yeah. Hold on. So you took like about a third of its health out. You just kind of like threw it and you just hit it across the head. It kind of stumbles a little bit, looks at you, and just growls. It is not happy at all.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm adding the.
Alright, Fallen. Just like that. Knock him dead.
Well, it's Brendan's turn right now.
Brendan, just like that. Knock him dead.
Oh, jeez.
Where are you?
I am going to take out the ruined chainmail and try to entangle the eagle with it.
What? Okay. That's different.
Okay. Roll me a grapple.
All right. What do I add to my grapple?
The grapple should be, shoot.
Let me look it up.
Yeah.
Presumably I had strength or dex.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Dex, I want to say. I want to say it's Dex.
All right, then that'll be a 19.
A 19? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's Dex to do the grapple.
It is? Okay. Does it say how long it lasts for?
Hold on.
Because I'm pretty sure I have to roll against you, Brendan, for that. Well,
All
I
right.
guess it doesn't really matter because it wasn't very good. But that's okay. I believe in myself.
This poor bird.
Within your reach. Okay. Strength check contested by. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, they can contest with either strength or dexterity.
Yeah, so let's just go with Dex because you're technically throwing it. So.
Okay, and if you succeed, you subject it to grapple.
Yeah, so.
It's here. It must make and then it has to keep trying to make a dexterity check contested by David's strength check.
Oh, well, what's your strength check?
No, that's to escape.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is like the next turn, I'm gonna try to get the one out. So, what's your strength check?
Okay, rolling strength check. That's a 12.
That's a 12. Okay. No. You what's your on your sheet?
Let's see. Strength is 10.
Okay, so I have to roll a 10 or higher next time to try to get out.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now that I actually have the page open to that, okay. Now we can go. All right. So you definitely like it seems like get entangled into the mesh a little bit, and it kind of like squawks, and it's just like rolling all around. Fallen, it is your turn.
I'm not able to sneak attack this, am I?
It sees you, so unfortunately not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. That would be easy.
It would have been a little too easy.
Yeah. Because it's a different situation, Fallen takes out her rapier.
Okay.
And tries to strike the animal in the head.
You're gonna try to strike it in the head? Okay, go right ahead.
Oh, lovely.
And that's plus your strength modifier.
My strength would be 2, so it would still be about 9.
You're not gonna hit it, unfortunately. You kind of go for the head, and then you like swing over the head, and then it goes into the ground. It's like you're pulling it out. All right, so let's go opposite. We're gonna go for the direwolf this time. Oh, lovely! Oh, lovely! You.
I got an armor class of 16.
It's not gonna matter. I'm telling you that right now.
I don't like that. It's like, who's it going after? My armor class of 16.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it isn't. Because now I need a roll for. Alright. Oh. Okay, so. It's very clumsy. And it kind of just like he kind of hit it a little too hard. And it just kind of falls over. And I'm going to let you have an attack of opportunity. So if you can roll higher than the armor class, you can get a free attack.
Okay, what's its armor class?
I'm not going to tell you. You have to roll for it.
Okay, which of these D20s do I think will treat me right? We got 5.
Using the other dice from now on.
Everyone, what's your favorite color?
Red.
Blue.
Okay, red or blue? Kayleen, cast the deciding vote.
I like both. Red.
Yay.
You took the red. Well done, nat 20.
Fuck!
Oh.
I picked wrong. Hold on a sec. Now I gotta roll again. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
What did I do?
Roll me double the hit points. So whatever it was to smash it. Not throw. Not throw, smash.
Yeah, I know. That'll be 2d8.
Okay, go ahead.
Still plus 7. 14 plus 7, 21.
So you did 21 points of damage?
Yes.
Freaking piece of crap, that's what this is.
Titus took a half step backward and went, oh my god!
No, here's what happened. You cut out its guts.
With my warhammer?
Yeah, you pretty much, like, bashed it so hard that the guts, like, went sprawling out all over the floor.
Okay, I kind of take a step back, drop my hammer, and sit down and go, damn. And like this really quiet voice, like, oh my god, I did not mean to do that. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Don't lie to me.
Me and Brennan just hear this and go, ew.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Okay, so Fallen, you're next.
Yay.
Oh, come on. Okay. Well, I know your armor class is better than this thing, so it goes to like bite you, and it just kind of like nips you on the shoulder because you're like super quick, and you just like dodge out of the way.
Okay, I can live with that.
I know you can't. Oh, Brendan, I am so sorry.
Can I cast spells?
No, you cannot. Everyone has to do this on their own.
We're alone, remember?
Alright. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna be a juicy hurt.
David,
How many pieces am I in?
David, brace yourself.
That's gonna be a juicy.
Brace for impact.
Clench your butt cheeks.
Cleanse your butt cheeks.
Prepare your anus.
Put your
Okay.
head between your legs. Kiss your ass goodbye.
What? That's not fair. I'm not gonna do that. Oh.
Was it sudden
Okay, wait.
or something?
No. Maybe I'm just reading that wrong, but holy crap. No, that can't be right. No, that can't be right. It's telling me that it does like something like 1d6 plus 3 of damage. No, that makes sense. Okay, so
David, I'm sorry. We'll try again.
no.
Here goes nothing.
David, I'm so sorry because this eagle is just so pissed at you.
Is it still grappled? Did you get it out of the grapple?
All I did was
right.
give him a shirt.
Yeah, you did give him a shirt. I'm so sorry. No, he didn't get out of the grapple. Damn it! I rolled a nat 20. Fuck! That's not fair! I rolled a nat 20, and it had him, like, lose, like, 4 fingers. It was gonna be cool, okay? It was gonna be, like, super cool, and then you had to go and ruin it for me. Damn it! Okay. Fine.
Mag laughter.
Get it, David. Get it.
David, you're up. Go for it. Screw with me.
Okay.
I would cast Bane on it so that it has even less of a chance of getting out.
Yep. So first things first, is still wearing the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Heat metal.
Oh!
Ooh.
Damn, he planned this out.
You can make
Yeah,
a
he
chicken.
did. Sorry.
All right,
Sorry, I'm looking at. Go ahead.
Okay, he takes 2d8 fire damage. He has to take a Constitution save or try to get out of it, although I suppose he's trying to get out of it anyway. If he can't get out of me, he gets disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next turn.
Oh, Jesus, okay.
Oh my god,
Making
David.
chicken.
Well planned.
Alright, so wait, what do I roll first? Let's ask that. What do you want me to roll first?
Let's see. First off, he takes 9 damage.
Okay. So here
And then
I'm...
secondly...
Alright, I'll do it in a minute.
Let's see. I think we can drop the con check unless he wants to keep the shirt on, because he's going to be trying to claw out of it anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna try to want to get out of that shirt, so...
But yeah, unless and until he does, he has disadvantage against me.
Okay, So, alright. Sounds good. Let's
All
see
right, pass
here.
turn.
Yep. Miss Fallon, it is your turn.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I'm doing
David's
something.
doing pretty well.
All
How many hit points does the giant eagle have?
You'll find out. Just watch the bar. You'll see.
I don't see a bar on my screen, only on yours.
Yeah, we don't see bars.
You don't see the bars?
No.
Oh fuck! That's why I did the bars.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
I'll look it up on.
No, don't look it up. It's secret. It's secret.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway. Okay. You did a pretty good amount of damage. I'm gonna say that. You got about a third of you hit. You kind of burnt it really badly. Like its feathers are like kind of a little bit scorched as it like waves the like flames off, and it's a little bit scorched. I'll say that.
Okay.
Fallen smells chicken.
All right, Fallen. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Really annoyed at this and praying to the elven gods that they are in her favor, she angrily takes the rapier out of the ground and tries to strike the dire wolf right in its gut.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that plus initiative?
That's gonna be plus your strength.
Okay, so that's 17.
17. That will hit.
Yay!
All right, so
Is 1d8 plus 2.
yeah, so go right ahead.
3.
You did 3 points of damage. That's a good job. Good job.
I poked it.
You
I applaud
poked
for
it.
my partition.
You did a pretty good job. You gave him a little cut. I mean, he's pretty hurt by it. He feels like he did something wrong. You know what I mean?
I poked it.
All right. Let's see here. Fallen. It is going to be your time.
Yay.
Well, it misses.
What is
Because I poked
roll?
it. Fear my pokes.
7. 7 in total. It rolled a 2. I'm not having fun right now. Because every time we start playing, my dice are like, hey, I don't like that you're being mean to these guys. So, and it's like, come on. All right, time for the eagle to get out. Yeah, no, that's not happening. It doesn't get out. All right, Brandon, it's your turn.
All right. First things first. Bonus action to maintain the heat.
Okay.
It smells good.
So 10 points of damage.
Yep.
Okay.
And now I'm going to.
Does it still take the heat damage?
Yeah, it did.
It does. Now I'm going to use my rapier.
Go right ahead.
Let's see.
Shaking on a stick.
Shush.
So it's plus 4. So that'll be an 8 to hit.
8.
Mm-hmm.
That will not hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
You kind of graze the feathers on the top like you're brushing it. Are you okay?
All right, that's turn.
I'm watching one of those Hitler parodies.
Oh jeez.
Which one?
Hitler kills Hitler.
Yes.
Nice.
Hitler teams up with Fageline to go assassinate Hitler,
Oh,
and then
jeez.
Fageline kind of blows everyone up, and Hitler screams Fageline.
All right, Fallen, it's your turn.
Fallen sheathes her rapier and takes out her dagger and tries to see if she can't stab it in its neck.
Go ahead.
$20.
That will hit.
Yay. Dagger's D4 plus 2.
I'm gonna keep rolling my dice until they give me something good.
5.
5?
Yes.
All right. You definitely stab him, and you give him a bigger cut than you did before. And if I could actually modify this so I know what the heck is going on, because apparently you guys can't see, and I was just doing this for lulz, apparently.
For the lulz.
Doing it for the lulz! Alright, animal's turn. I want that eagle to get out. Get out. Exactly a 10! I'm very happy about that, thank you very much.
Is it getting out?
It's getting out, bitch!
Okay.
I think that's plus, like, dex or strength, right? I don't remember.
Dex.
Is it plus dex? Okay.
It's dex or strength, whichever one it wants.
Okay, well, it's getting out. That's all I know. It got a 13. I'm happy.
Okay.
So, Brendan, it's coming after you!
It's got about a third, a quarter of its health.
My spleen.
Please stop telling him.
Hey, you said those should be available, or visible, so. Why, thank you, honey. I think I'm number 1, too.
Shishy. Sorry.
Sushi.
Shishy.
I'm kind of sitting by the head of the wolf petting it, being like, I'm so sorry.
You're not here anymore, so shush.
Oh, okay. I got transported out of the spirit world.
Yeah, you got transported
No
out of the
chicken
spirit world.
leave.
So I find myself sitting under the tree.
Yeah, pretty much.
I sit down and like close
okay.
my eyes and put my hands behind my head.
Alright, Brandon. I hate myself. You're gonna love me. I rolled a
Okay.
1.
Sweet.
So the eagle trying to got out of your chainmail. It kind of like rushes towards you, only it like slips and falls. So you can take gosh,
Shake up.
yeah, an attack of opportunity.
All right.
Oh, come on!
24.
Okay, hold on. Now I gotta roll some more shit. Jesus.
Quote of the
Roll
night.
like
I have
double
to
your
roll.
damage. Since you seem to hate me.
All right.
Oh wait, no. Roll it 3 times. I'm sorry. Well, it's not gonna matter because you're gonna probably kill it anyway. But just saying. You already killed it. Okay, it's dead. You don't have to roll anymore.
Oh no, Dave. I'll see what you roll.
Oh my gosh. Why would you do this to me?
He's already dead.
Dead. It's gone. It went bye-bye. You pretty much just like take your weapon and just like slash it to pieces. Like this thing never stood a chance. Like
You do the Zorro thing where you just kind of like stand with one hand behind your back and like slash it into pieces, right?
oh my gosh. Yeah.
It trips and falls towards me, and I just point my rapier at it and let it fall onto it.
Oh, that works. Okay.
Fallen, it's your turn.
Does he pop out with me?
Yeah, he pops out.
I open one eye, say, "Oh, welcome back," and then close it again.
I like how nonchalantly you guys are doing this. Meanwhile, Fallen's like, I follow these idiots and I'm by myself.
I would have helped you if I could. I would have cast Hunter's Mark on it to give you advantage on attack rolls.
This
I don't
is
think it
something
would've
you
been up
have
to
to
this
do
point.
by yourself. And she's doing pretty good because I'm rolling pretty low, so. What are you guys rolling low? You guys need to roll harder. I'm scolding my dice.
I'm
I
going
see it now.
to try and strike the same wound again.
Okay, go ahead.
On Monday, she's gonna make me go get her another set of
Back.
D20.
Gonna make you go to
I got a
what?
7.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not gonna hit.
Well, there's a game
No, I'm
store
gonna be here a
nearby
while.
that we like to go to that has a bunch of D20, so I might just go pick her up some.
Alright, so. Oh, what's your armor class?
Mine, it is, I believe, 13.
See, it pays to scold. I got a 19. I know, I'm sorry. Let me see. No, I'm gonna go back to. Here we go.
So, David, how do you roll the ones out of your dice?
Very carefully.
6 plus 3. Oof. Okay. What's your hit points, Abby?
27.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get any?
It says hit points 27.
Did you add hit points for your leveling up?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, because I'm like, oh, this is gonna like really, really hurt, and then you said that, and I'm like, oh, that's not so bad. He bites you. And he bites you pretty good on the arm. You're gonna take 11 points of damage.
You can do it. I have faith in you.
All right, your turn.
All right. So the biting causes me to drop my dagger, and I get furiously mad at this damn wolf. So I use my
Apparently,
other
cursing
hand.
works.
Cursing has worked for thus far. So I use my other hand, take out my rapier, do
Okay.
a silent prayer of thanks to the elven gods that I know how to use my rapier with both hands. And I lunge it right at the dire wolf, cursing in Elvish.
Okay. Go ahead.
I curse too much.
I cursed too much.
I got 11.
You got 11? That's not gonna hit.
No, I didn't think it would. Oh, wait, that's not 11. That's 6. That's plus 2, 8. Yeah, that's still not going to work.
It's okay. It's okay. You can still pull out your bow and get a higher dex.
Well, it's funny because my bow does 1 dice 6 plus 2, and then my rapier does 1 dice 8 plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
Your armor
I'm-
class is
13.
okay. He's gonna bite you again, and you are going to take another 10 points of damage.
She's down to
I'm gonna
6
die.
hit points.
Yep. I'm gonna die.
Well, I can't help it. Now I'm rolling good. See, it helps to scold my dice.
Dice, stop rolling good.
Ah.
That's an order.
All right, Fallen, it's your turn.
Come on, Fallen.
You can do this.
Critical hit. Critical hit.
Come on, give me a nat 20.
Robert, what the hell? I just read what he typed.
What?
He said, I start swearing at the cup under my breath.
Oh, jeez.
It says Fallen is needed moral support.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Fallen knows she's probably not going to make this out alive, but she tries to make one last attempt. Her anger basically spiking at this point.
Okay.
She doesn't even recall what words she's coming out. She doesn't know if it's under common. She doesn't know if she's speaking under Elvish. It's just coming out like floodgates.
Okay.
Oh!
What?
Yeah!
That'll do.
Oh my
Cursing
gosh.
works.
Okay, hold on. Now I gotta roll again. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I
Cursing
cannot
works.
believe this.
Sudden death?
Oh, this is yeah.
Pray for sudden death.
Nope. It's not summon death, but you can roll me 3 times the damage.
3?
Yep, 3 times your original damage and then plus your whatever you're using. So if you're
Okay.
using, was it your rapier?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
so
plus
then
2.
plus your strength.
So roll 3 of the dice.
3.
Yeah, and then add it to the
18!
and then plus your strength, which is 20.
No, that is including the strength.
That is included.
Oh, that does. Okay, all right.
So 18 points of damage.
It's not gonna kill it, but you knocked it down a pretty good amount, so it's hurting pretty badly.
I'm probably gonna die.
Dodge. Dodge. I scream at the cup. Dodge.
Why won't you just dodge?
Oh, you know what? I actually think. Wait.
Okay.
Waiting.
Bonus cunning action dash disengage. No. Or hide. Never mind.
Never
I thought
mind.
I had a dodge thing.
Okay.
I did not.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Alright. So you yeah, that's that didn't work at all. So you hit it so hard that it kind of trips over and it gives you an attack of opportunity.
Yay!
I'm not joking. I rolled a 1.
What do I roll for attack of opportunity?
You just
a standard attack.
yeah, like a standard attack. But this is on the wolf's turn. So technically he didn't get to attack, but now you do.
Cool. This is revenge, bitch. 6.
6? Okay. You're almost there. You're almost there.
Do we have the same hit points at this point?
How much do you have?
6.
He has 1 less, so he has 5.
Ah.
You're gonna have to hit him hard this turn.
Yep. It's your turn. So go right ahead.
I run my finger around the rim of the goblet, making the entire area shake with epic music.
Colin's like,
Dun, dun,
"That's not
dun, dun.
I provide the high-pitched vocals in Celestial.
Colin's ears begin to bleed.
Alright.
Yeah, we're doing the whole Duel of the Fates from episode 1.
Right? Fallen is taking her bleeding arm and covering her bleeding ears.
Good, use the anger.
You guys are so horrible.
We're having fun, honey.
I know. You guys are horrible and mean to her. Like, she's suffering in there. You guys are like, hey, let's play music.
We're trying to give her the strength and fortitude she needs to see this through.
All
Fallen
right.
looks down and sees a Sith robe and proceeds to put it on.
Okay.
Beyond pissed at this and knowing that she's at her final whims, she does one last attack and tries to slice the dire head's wolf off.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
the dire wolf's head off. I can speak. I was
Go right
cursing
ahead.
so much before I can't speak.
I think we finally drove her insane with rage.
16.
16? That will hit. So go ahead and roll me damage.
Goodness.
Well, she needs. Hold on. Nobody cheer yet.
I'm gonna cheer because I hit.
She needs to roll 3 or higher.
Feck. I got 4.
No, it's down to 1 hit point.
It's down to 1 hit point.
Hold your dagger out.
So
in front of
it's
you.
like hurting like pretty badly. It's like bleeding like all over the place. And
So yeah, we're both bleeding. There's a bloody mess on the floor.
The cup starts to turn red.
That's gruesome.
okay.
Could you imagine that? Like Titus and Brennan are just standing there, like looking at the goblin, and all of a sudden the water turns red.
What does that mean?
Well, I don't know.
That's just creepy.
So
They start backing away from the goblin.
so as the last effort attempt on the direwolf's part, the direwolf is like beyond mad right now. He just
it's
like
beyond
goes, he just like lunges for you, and you are going to take 4 points of damage.
Oh god.
This is down to neck and neck.
1 to 2.
I'm gonna kill you.
You go ahead and roll me a nat
don't even
20.
I don't even want to be here.
I don't even want to be here.
So kill him and get out.
I'm at 2 health points.
You can do it.
This wolf's at 1. I'm gonna die.
Believe in the heart of
Michael's
the
telling
cards.
me to shush. If I wake up our son, it's because I died.
All right, go ahead and roll me 1d20 to hit this wolf one last time.
Just tap it. It'll die.
13.
That will not hit.
No!
Oh.
I'm gonna die. Bye. You're gonna see a severed elf ear bust pop out of the fucking
At that point, I'm gonna put it on the grass, drop it, and walk.
No! Come on, that's not okay. Oh!
You're gonna kill me. I know you're gonna kill me.
No, I'm not. It's okay.
Oh, no.
The direwolf.
Did you just roll a 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you roll a 1? Did you slip on the blood? Did you slip on the blood?
It's very bad. So the direwolf's like bleeding out, and I have to roll 3 times on the fumble table, and if this comes up again, I have to reroll. So I have to roll 3 times on the fumble table, so that's 38. It's very clumsy. On top of distracted. On top of 70. It's embarrassed. And its armor's cut down, and it's gonna lose 2 points to its armor. So go ahead and roll again. Roll.
Does she get advantage or anything like that?
9.
9? That still is not gonna hit.
Fuck.
It's okay. I'm rolling low too. No, I'm not. Never mind. Just hold on. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna roll 3 times. Yep, that's not gonna hit you. Okay. So it is your turn again. It tries to like bite you, but it's like distracted and fumbling. So it's like.
Is it like a dog like trying to run on tile for the first time and like slipping all over the place?
Yeah, it has a lot. Some say you can even still hear the effing cursing resonate from the grave.
I'm sorry, but I put my ear up to the cup and I go, I think I hear something, and I look at David. What does string of Elvish mean? He says red.
Wait.
I just smile. You don't want to know.
All right. There you go. All right, Fallen. You get one more go. Go right ahead.
Come on, Fallen.
15.
You hit it.
Yay!
So no matter what you do, this thing is dead. Like
No, I'm gonna roll though. I want to see how badly I hit this bitch.
okay, you go ahead.
7.
No, just because you really wanted to, you slice off its head,
Good.
and then you get sent back to the other world.
I'm grabbing the head before I get sent back.
No, you can't.
It's a spirit.
It's a spirit head. It just kind of like fades as you leave.
I still curse.
Okay.
I look at her and I wisely do not say anything. She looks very mad.
I'm mad and covered in blood.
Does she need healing? Did our wounds translate
Yes.
with us?
Yes. Your
Please.
wounds did translate with you.
Okay,
Please.
I'm gonna do a quick lay on hands.
Okay.
Which is 1d10 of hit points. So I cautiously walk up to her and go, here, 1 second. Alright, and you get 7 hit points back.
I'm to 9.
It's okay.
It's better than 2. I do say I
Yeah,
mutter
she heard
thank you.
I can no longer hear her.
Okay.
Hello?
I'm gonna reconnect.
He's reconnecting.
Hello?
Did you reconnect?
Working on it.
Okay. So just because you all can hear me right now, did you reconnect? Can you hear him?
Yeah,
I'm gonna reload it.
Okay.
Do you hear?
I can hear you, so go ahead and proceed.
Okay. So as you guys all pop off of the chalice, you guys notice that there are 2 wolves and an eagle. They're waiting for you. And they kind of wag their tail. The wolves like wag their tails and like walk up to you, and then an eagle kind of comes and flies on your shoulder, Brandon. So
Fallen is like still covered in blood. She's still hurting. She still has bite marks on her arm that are throbbing and probably swollen.
I heal
And
them as
she
much
looks
as I
to the
can.
wolf and she just narrows her eyes.
Aw.
She doesn't say a word. She just narrows her eyes.
I crouch down and hold my hand up to the wolf that approached me. It's very dark black with a white spot on its chest. And brown eyes.
okay.
Okay. And it reaches out, sniffs me, wags its tail, and I pet her on the head.
All right. So, I'm gonna let you guys know right now, those are your animal companions, and that's the whole reason why I wanted you guys to go through the trial yourself. You can keep the chalice, and then, for later purposes, like say if one of the animals accidentally dies, you can use the chalice again and get it back. Or if we have new people that come and join, they can use the chalice as well to get their own animals and stuff like that.
I vote we burn the chalice.
I snatch up the chalice and put it in my pack. Nope. This is a holy item.
You probably want to dump the blood out of it.
I take it to the river and rinse it out very thoroughly.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I'm going to pull a piece of dried meat out of my pack and feed it to the eagle on my shoulder.
I share some of my rations with my new wolf. I'll try to think of a name for her.
Alright. And then, those are not going to level up with you, unfortunately, because you guys aren't a druid, so, however, it still is your pet, and you guys can still take it into battle if you want. However, if you guys, like, wanted to do something specific or something, out of the ordinary, let's say, I'll have you guys roll for handling animal, to, like, command it to do that kind of stuff. Since, like I said, it's not a druid, you guys aren't druids, so it's not, like, your whole animal kind of thing. Okay. So even though Abby is very, very mad at her wolf right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that even though I'm still kind of glaring at this dog, I do give him one of my rations. And I already have a name that comes to mind immediately, but I'm still mad, so I'm just kind of not gonna think about that for just a while until my arm stops throbbing.
Okay. So, just so you guys know, it was about a day since you guys have been in there. Yeah.
So we lost 1 day in there.
Yep.
Worth it. I pet my new wolf puppy on the head and say, worth it.
Okay, so it's gonna take another, I think I said, how many days? Jeez, I'm sorry, I'm back to the map now to see how many days it's gonna take you guys to get there.
Don't forget to roll for your pup's HP. I rolled, wolves is 2d8 plus 2, and I got 16 HP with mine.
Okay.
How many HP for an eagle?
Let me check. Eagle, 5th edition. Okay. It gets 1d6.
1d6.
Really? Only 1d6?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it.
What's this armor class?
Armor class is 12.
That's it? For an eagle?
Yeah.
Its dexterity is 15.
It has +4 to hit, and it can fly, and it does 1d4 plus 2 damage. But it's more useful for, like, ranging and stuff.
Why don't you just make it like 10 hit points in that case, Brendan?
Okay, not 1.
Yeah, no.
I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, let's do 10 hit points, because I would hate to kill your bird off, and I don't want to.
Yeah, hold on, Dave.
Okay, so I don't have to name him Glass Cannon.
Okay.
Here, I'll send you the character sheet as it is for an eagle.
5d10.
All right. Thanks.
Oh, no, wait, no, that's the wrong one. That's a grapple condition.
Okay.
I have that pulled up. Oh, right.
Okay.
Plus 10.
So you guys arrive in the Eastern Reach with your newfound pets, and you come across, it looks like pretty much a farming village, and there's pretty much like no one about. Like there's a few people like here and there, and in particular you guys are noticing like one person playing music, but that's about it. It seems like there's a lot of noise coming to the north of them a little bit. We're like right next to the mountain almost, and that how everybody's like kind of like scurrying and like running about.
So we were heading to deal with the orc-human war, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do we see the person playing the music?
Yeah, you see the person playing the music.
David, you want to go talk to him?
Might as well.
Alright, Colin, What do you want to come with us, or?
I'll come with.
All right.
I'm still like wrapping my arm up, but yeah.
Well, it's been a few days, right, Kaylee?
Yeah, so
Okay, cool.
your wound is like fully healed. Like
Yeah,
So I'm unwrapping it so I don't look like I'm covered in blood.
Remember, you're traveling with a priest and a bard. You're going to heal pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank heavens.
I'm a paladin. I'm a paladin.
Get it?
Oh.
Didn't.
The sun reaches down a giant glowing thumbs up and goes, "You're welcome."
oh boy.
Fawn's like, hey.
All right, so what do you guys want to ask this person or?
I don't want to just walk up and say, "Excuse me, where's the war at?" Hey, wait, David, I know what you need to do. Go up and start singing "War." Huh, what is it good for? Do you want to do that?
Please don't.
Yes.
Come on.
Okay. So the bard starts singing "War." What is it good for?
Are you actually gonna do
So
that?
I walk. No. I
See,
walk up to
thank
him
you.
and say, "Well met."
All right, so what do you? I'm sorry. What are you doing?
I walk up to him and say, "Well met."
He kind of nods towards you and he's playing his music. It's a pretty much a young boy that's
Yeah,
playing
when
the
you say
music.
young.
I'm talking about like 12.
And what's he
And
playing?
he is from what you guys can tell, he is playing. Let me see. I have that written down.
The dawn will come.
He is playing a DOS lute.
Playing Das Lute.
DOS, DOS, DOSS. Blah. So it's yeah. it's wood instrument.
All right.
And he kind of like nods towards you guys and he goes like, "We don't have many strangers coming often before. What are you here for?"
We heard that you were having some trouble with the orcs.
Oh, those orcs? Yeah, they just came down from the mountain one day. We don't know where. They're over there. He points his finger towards the bottom of the mountain. But don't worry. The city guards here. They're gonna protect us. They will. There's a lot.
I kind of glance sideways at Fallen. City guard. In my experience, the orcs go through them like wet tissue paper.
Indeed. And sometimes even worse. And if what we heard from earlier from the other town of how it was near war, I don't think death would be a good treaty call.
True. Okay. David, I think we should ask him if he knows where the leaders are.
Agreed. Do you know where the leaders are of this town?
They're trying to sort it out. They're over down in the field. Well, that was my father's field before the orcs came and destroyed it all. Now it's pretty much just a pile of grass.
I'm so sorry. We're here to do what we can about that.
Thank you.
Maybe
You
make
very
sure that a
much.
few more.
Go ahead.
I look at Titus.
I kind of just like hang my head, walk up to the kid, and mutter a small blessing to him. It will be all right, young one. We shall ensure it.
Thank you very much.
We should head straight for the leadership and see what the cause of this war is, and if there is a way to negotiate a peace.
Absolutely.
I agree. And hopefully sooner rather than later.
All right.
Yes.
Are
Still have an assassination plot to deal with.
Yep. So are we going to the battlefield?
That's where the military generals would be. They'd be the ones to call a ceasefire while we get the politicians involved.
So what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to stay in town?
I can head to the battlefield and use my charisma to convince the generals to at least stop fighting. You two should probably head and get the town leaders to be ready for a parlay of some sort. Yes, we're splitting the party. I think we should do that.
You guys want to split the party, or do you guys
It's a
all
sound
want to go?
plan.
Brandon, do you want to come with me or do you want to come with Titus?
I agree with Titus. We should take care of the politicians.
Cool. We can do that.
Okay.
I'm heading to the front lines.
All right.
Come along, Moonlight.
All right. So I'm gonna bring you guys to the Eastern Town battle here.
Oh, good God.
This is just me. You two are going up to the politicians.
That's why I said good God, not gods.
So from what you guys can tell, the two from Titus, from what you can tell, the two generals are in the front, kind of like arguing with each other, while the half orcs are pushing the orcs back, and like the city guard is just there, like ready for action.
So the half orcs are holding back their brethren.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do I enter the field of battle? Like from behind the city guard, or
About over here.
Okay.
Over here.
Right. Can I have a character?
What? You want your character? So demanding.
Yeah.
Nah. Yes, you can have your character. Give me a minute.
Okay. Let's see here. Hold on a second. I think. Yes. Okay. I shroud myself with divine favor.
Okay.
Which will allow me to divine favor. What one does that do? Shoot. Well, for one, I'm just going for the halo effect that it gives me, so that I look more impressive.
Oh Jesus!
I'm gonna come in style.
I want to make a good impression.
Bling.
Okay.
By having a halo.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. I get a divine radiance, so I basically radiate divine energy.
Okay.
So I look okay. I look fabulous.
All of a sudden, the Halo theme starts playing in the background.
Yep.
Oh jeez.
Okay, so I walk up between the two generals. Hail, mighty warlords! I be Titus of the Temple of Pelor, holy warrior and servant of the sun. As the sun shines behind me and a divine halo radiates out from me.
Just the way you entered that sentence made me thought that you were like just mentally gone.
Why?
Me be
You know,
Titus. Me hail Pelor.
You know, anybody that doesn't believe.
Okay. Should I make a charisma roll?
Yeah, do a persuasion.
While the DM insults your entry.
Do it with disadvantage because of that entrance of saying words. It was like me be Titus, me be hailing Pelor.
Yes, but he's radiating holy energy. That ought to at
Okay,
least cancel that
fine.
out.
Cancel one out. So roll me another one.
What?
Roll one more.
Do you want me to still pick the lowest?
No. Take whatever one you just rolled.
17 was the highest.
17.
Plus 2, so 19.
19. Okay, so they kind of like look at you. The city guard waves his hand over towards you, like kind of like, come here. Like you never been in a battle. Come here, boy.
Okay, can I have a thing for Moonlight?
Okay, all right. I will give you something for Moonlight. Hold on.
You know, for a second, I didn't think you meant a character. I thought you meant a miniature Halo. And I thought that would have been adorable.
No, wait. I can do that to myself. I can do that for myself. Where's the auras?
What?
Yeah. No, not that.
What are you doing?
I can actually give myself an aura. Hold on.
Oh, that's right. You can.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Oh, jeez. Alright, I don't really have very many wolf characters, so you're gonna have to make do with this one.
Alright, that's close enough.
Hold on, I'm just gonna give you the, no, not this.
Alright, so I come up to the city guard and go, I have traveled from a far off land in search of a means to procure peace for this conflict. Or to secure peace for this conflict. What has happened?
Boy, do you know anything that's going on?
No, please enlighten me.
You see, we're called into battle because
Siri.
Because Siri.
okay. Oh, come on, Siri, don't do that to me.
Because Siri.
We are here because reasons.
I don't know why Siri just did that. Okay, I didn't even say her
She
name.
must be part of the thing too.
Apparently. She
Roll
just
for
wants
Siri.
Yeah,
For
roll.
Siri.
Critical fail.
I'm not sure what you understand, what you mean by that. Please try again.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
No, the phone breaks. That's what happens on a crit one.
Okay, anyway.
So he kind of goes like, "Do you know anything that's going on?"
No, not really. Please enlighten me. All I was made aware of when I set out on my quest was that the city locals and the orc population were on the brink of war, and war for either side would be disastrous.
You see, these orcs, they came down from the mountain. They started just decimating the entire field, claiming it was theirs and all this and that. And all of our farmers and everything, all these poor people in this just newly built town just start having problems with this guy, with these people. And he kind of like gestures towards like all the orcs and stuff like that. And
Newly built.
well, roughly new. It's about a couple months old. So it's new. Actually, not a couple months, like a year or two ago. So it's still roughly new, but not completely new.
Okay.
Sorry. And these orcs, they just threatened everybody, saying everything under this mountain's ours, everything. And then that's why they came and got us from our city. They lived in the city near the town.
Okay.
They're actually not part of this population in the town because the only people in the town are farmers. They are not. They are by no means any kind of prepared for battle. So they ran and they got actual warriors from the town nearby that they feed. So.
Okay. Give me a minute here. Let me think.
Okay. While he's eating a delicious looking. Can I have my soda?
Yeah, okay. Give me a second while I think. I know I'm muted. I'm talking through your mic.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
We got Domino's and he's eating like a cookie brownie and
Want yours?
I don't know if I want mine yet.
Okay, let me bring it over to you just in case.
No, I don't want it yet. Maybe later. It just looks good. Is it cold though?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead.
So I look at the general and say,
Are you
say,
still muted?
Yeah, no, I unmuted it.
Okay.
You say that this town is new, merely a year or so old. Is
Yeah.
it possible that you built on land that the orcs ancestrally claimed as theirs, and when they discovered this fact, they decided to make their displeasure at this incursion known?
The general kind of like shrugs and he's like, "That's not honestly my problem. I'm just here to stop this war from happening. However, these people aren't really negotiating. They used to live up in the mountains, and now they came down here and they all huff and puffing about nothing."
Well, if somebody moved onto your front porch, declared it to be theirs, and tore up the porch planks to make something new, I'd say that you'd have reason to call your buddies to come beat the crap out of them.
Roll me a persuasion.
I'm not trying to persuade him, but okay.
Well, not persuade, but just to get him to see your side of view.
What do I add to that?
Charisma?
Or no, +4 for persuasion because I got racial. 17.
17? Okay. He kind of like shrugs a little bit and he goes, "Never seen him before now."
True. And believe me, I will not just be speaking to you. I intend to go speak to them and get their side of the story.
Okay.
Because you and I have the same goals. I do not wish to see bloodshed, be it human, orc, or otherwise.
Okay. You can also, forgot to mention this. There's 2 other people on the battlefield that I didn't really mention. There is a orc, and you know what? I'll just move this one over next to him. The orc is a half orc that's kind of like talking to the orc general, more or less. And then there's gonna be kind of a farmer that looks kind of like he's like the mayor almost of this kind of small establishment that you can talk to too.
Okay. I look over at the mayor. Before I cross to the other line, Mr. I kind of trail off and gesture at him. Would you like to add anything to this conversation? Or give me any knowledge that might be useful in my negotiation?
He kind of crosses his arms on his chest. Boy, I built everything here. Like, this is my land. This was ours. We never seen no orcs until now. And now they're just all huffy puffy about like, oh, this is our land, all the land under the mountains theirs. That's kind of crap. Because we've never seen them before now, and we scoped out this land specifically for our farming and away from all this hullabaloo. And now that they say that their home's destroyed and that this land is theirs now, give me a break.
They said that their homes have been destroyed?
Yeah, something about it happening in the mountains. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention in all honesty. I was just getting mad at the fact that they planned to kill us all.
Did they declare their intentions to kill us all, or did you just jump to that conclusion when they showed up carrying everything they owned, including weapons? I need to plug that in, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. He kind of just like just shrugs and he goes, "The only ones that are actually willing to negotiate peace are the half orcs. The orcs are the ones that wanted to kill us up front and almost downright attacked us had it not been those half orcs."
Well, the fact that there are half orcs among them who want to try for peace means that there's a very good chance that we could at least get something out of this. If not, I think you should speak with them with less disdain, for it is only because of them that you yet draw breath.
Okay.
I look at him. You are certain that there were no orc artifacts, sites, homes, anything in the surrounding area?
He shakes his head.
Can I do detect lie?
Yes.
7.
From
7 plus 3, 10.
You can tell he's pretty much telling the truth. Like he is telling the truth. From what you can tell, he's telling the truth about the whole. They have scoped out this land and found it to be the best spot to put a little town in.
But not that there was nothing there before.
No, not really much.
Okay, I can't tell if he's telling the truth on that or not. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I know anything about orc customs for parley or negotiation or greeting a war chief?
I mean, you can roll me a knowledge religion.
Oh, I get bonus on that. Plus 3. Ooh, 21.
Shit. Okay. So yes, you do.
Okay. What is the proper protocol for approaching a war chief on the field of battle with the intent to discuss friendly terms?
You need to like kind of like slap your hand across like your chest and like normally you would say their name, but since you don't really know his name.
I quickly asked the other general, do you know the name of your counterpart across the field?
He does not.
Alright.
Okay, but before you do that, Miss Fallen and Brendan, what would you like to do?
Your guys' turn.
We'd like to go to where the little minstrel pointed out that the leaders of the town were. Or at least I would.
I would trail behind just in case, because I do agree we do have to find the leader somehow.
The leader's on the battlefield with Titus.
You wouldn't know that.
He's the mayor I just talked to.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, but you guys wouldn't know that. So, roll me a search. Let's see what you guys can find.
All right.
Oh, I still have the. Okay.
Rolling search. And that's plus wisdom?
Yes, I believe so.
Or it actually might be plus intelligence. But...
Here, I got it for you. I had it open for a reason. Yes, it's plus wisdom. Otherwise, it'd be a perception check, and then that would be plus intelligence.
Okay.
So plus
So then
your
just
wisdom.
11.
11?
Just 11.
Okay. What about you, Fallen?
10.
10? Okay. So you guys are kind of like looking around and stuff, and for the most part, what you guys mostly see is pretty empty houses and some people like working in the field. I mean, all the houses look relatively somewhat the same. There's not one that's bigger or smaller than another one, from what you guys can tell.
You know what I find strange about all this? There doesn't seem to be, like, any class. Do you know what I mean? There's no high class, low class. They all seem to be equal.
Well, it's a new town. They may not have had much time to develop classes.
I don't know.
A lot of times people start off more equal than they end up later on.
That's true, but I'm also wondering if the orcs can see who they're dealing with. Because these people don't seem to pose a threat.
Hmm.
And I know that too because he said that they were all basically just farmers.
Yeah, but
Which
Fallen and Brendan don't know that.
And this gives me a really good idea.
Okay. Alright, so what would you guys like to do now?
Fallen turns to Brendan and says, well, I figure we can either go back to town and see what we can find from the locals, or we can meet up with Titus.
Let's meet up with Titus if we weren't able to find anybody particularly quickly.
Very true.
Let's hope he's had more luck than we have.
Alright.
Remains to be seen.
Gods can hope.
I am about to try something. Oh, big Hail Mary here.
So we're going to walk in on your Hail Mary. Okay.
Yep,
Well,
pretty much.
I'm about to go greet the war chief, so stay on the human line. And keep your weapons sheathed.
We have no reason to draw them at the moment.
Okay. Alright, is it my go?
So, Titus, as you're talking to the humans, you notice your friends are approaching. What do you want to, what did they want to do, and what do you want to do?
I whispered to Midnight, go make sure they stay on the human line and stay out of the way for the moment.
You need to roll me a handle animal.
I have handle animal as a skill, which gives me advantage on those rolls, right?
Well, I don't know. What is it plus?
It's +1 to wisdom, so I get +1 to... Okay, so I get a +2 to my handle animal roll.
Okay.
Will 14 work? No.
He kind of just goes over and like wags at Fallen, like, hey, hi.
Yep. Okay. Well, good try, Moonlight. I sigh, and I turn and I approach slowly and deliberately the war chief of the orcs and his aide.
Hold on. Fallen and Brendan, what would you guys like to do?
Fallen looks down and sees...
Moonlight.
First, as she's walking, she sees Titus whispering over to his companion, and then the companion just darts over to her, very happy. And given the odd relationship that she has with Titus, she kind of looks to the dog, goes on one knee and starts petting it, and then whispers to Brennan in Elvish, "I think this is a sign we're supposed to remain here, because I don't think he would send his companion to particularly me."
Well, close enough.
So, Brendan, what would you like to do?
If he wants us staying here, that's reason enough to hold for now. That said, as long as we're here, we might as well ask around, see if anybody knows where the mayor is.
Okay.
Alright.
So,
We can do that.
I step up in front of the war chief. I make sure that, I make sure I look him in the eye, and I slap my hand to my chest and go, "Hail, mighty war chief of the northern mountains."
alright. Following. Okay. Alright. So from what you guys can tell, it's pretty obvious that, like, here is, like, the humans mingling or whatever, and behind is all the soldiers, and over here is the orcs.
Cool. So the obvious.
Yeah, pretty much.
Simple as simple.
Moonlight's just gonna follow you guys for now.
Hi, Dougie.
So I'm asking around the humans where the mayor or any particular leader is.
Okay. So you want to ask him, and so I'm assuming this guy.
Yeah.
He's gonna kind of like point towards like the general. I think he's over there. Not sure. Some farmer though. That's all I know.
And this is the man who makes the decisions for peace as well as war?
He's like, that's our general. We follow him into battle.
Right, but who is your peacetime leader?
He's the one that decides it. We came here just for war. We didn't really come with a peacetime leader.
So you're not from here?
He shakes his head. Nope, this is only a farming village. We're in the city next door. They pretty much feed us our food.
Well, that confirms my suspicions from earlier.
All right. So Titus, as you approach this orc, the war chief, and you give him the like normal salute. Can you speak Orcish?
No, I say it in common.
He doesn't understand you.
Does his companion on the other side?
Yes. The half orc kind of like looks at you, and then he translates for the orc war chief. And the orc war chief kind of goes like, and then and the half orc kind of like half sighs and goes, "I have to do this alone."
Thank you. I bow my head to him. Thank you.
He goes, the orc war chief wants to know why you are here exactly and who you are.
Okay. I look at the war chief, as custom, so he knows I'm addressing him and that I'm not trying to talk around him or deceive him. I say, "I am Titus, dragonborn paladin of the Church of Pelor. I have come to this place in the interest of both you, your kin, and the human's kin. I hold no allegiance to either, but rather to the divine law and all life. I have come to do all that I can to avoid the shedding of blood on both sides."
Like, the orc war chief just like shoots like a look at his companion, like waiting for him to translate. And then the half orc kind of like translates for him, and he kind of like looks at him like a little bit puzzled, looks back at you. Can you roll me a persuasion of the poor half orc translating?
Okay. 17.
17?
Yeah.
He kind of like goes.
I'm not really laughing, but you're really getting into a good job, honey.
He is most eloquent.
And so the half orc kind of like nods and he goes, you see, we don't want to cause bloodshed either. We're just really honestly trying to find a new home at this point. And unlike our and he kind of like gestures like partially. He doesn't like fully gesture. He just kind of like does this like kind of like little half gestures so that no one else can see towards like all the other adult orcs. He's like, we like me and the other half orcs really don't exactly hate humans, obviously. It's just we were brought in as babies and they raised us and we love them absolutely dearly. However, the problem comes in the fact that we have no more home, and our leader, and he kind of gestures towards the the war chief, says that we need to now take this land. I don't agree with it, and I've been trying to push him away from it, but it's kind of been a little bit hard considering we did just lose our home. And I understand how the farmers feel, but we need a home too. And honestly, we can't really go that far.
I nod my head and I turn to and I say out loud, your counterparts on the other side of this field have communicated as much. May I ask what happened to your old home? Were you forced out by another tribe, or did some far worse cataclysm befall your people?
He shakes his head. He goes, "So many have died. So many have perished. Our entire home in the mountains collapsed, and there is none left. Us that are the survivors." And he kind of like looks around. You can see they are mostly like the strong, muscular men, and there are some women among them, but not very many. And definitely there is no children, unfortunately. And
my eyes grow slightly downcast at this, and I like just bow my head and whisper a small prayer.
he kind of just like kind of gestures towards. He said, "We were out scavenging, and then when we came back, there was nothing but devastation, ruin, and blood."
Alright, I turn back to the war chief. Mighty war chief, you have done well to lead your people through this crisis. Truly it is a feat that shall be sung of long in the halls of your people. But fighting these people, there is no honor in it. There is no glory to be gained, only sorrow and eventual death. I gesture at the other line. These warriors are not from this town. This town is merely farmers. Innocent people, much like your own, trying to make their way in this world. The soldiers come from a nearby city that relies upon them for food. If you succeed at driving them out, they will return in greater numbers, and you and your people will be wiped out. However, I hold up my hand, they have no interest in fighting you. They didn't even know you were here until you arrived. They have no ill will against your people. You have done them no wrong. I'm certain that if you would be willing to speak with them, that we could negotiate a truce where you can come settle these lands as well and coexist with the people here. For as I say, their soldiers are few and far between and are about a day's march away. They would benefit greatly from having people nearby that would be willing to help defend them. On the other side of the coin, you would benefit greatly by having ready-built shelters and people able to help you grow your own food until you were able to do so yourself.
All right. Well, roll me persuasion.
At 20.
I seriously called that in my head. It was weird. I'm like, he's gonna roll a nat 20. Okay.
Way
So-
to go, Titus.
So the orc like the half orc translates to the adult, and they kind of go back and forth a little bit, and like, ooh. I just rolled against your nat 20 and got a nat 20 myself.
Wait, I get a bonus to it though.
No.
I get plus 4 for persuasion, so it's really 24.
It's okay. Just relax. I'm gonna explain. They think you're acting a little bit suspicious. Like, they're not quite sure. Like what you're saying makes sense to them, and they're like, oh, that looks good. But the orc chief does want his people like guaranteed safety. And so he kind of like looks at the other. He kind of looks at you and goes, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." And like the half orc translates, and he goes, basically, can you at least make the humans like a guarantee they are not going to hurt us? And then in return, we'll do the same.
I say, I would like to have both of you meet at the center of this field to negotiate terms.
Like the half orc like shakes his head like, no.
Okay.
Like the war chief like looks over at him and goes, just 1 minute, 1 minute.
I will not ask. How about what would suffice as a token of trust from both sides?
Like
What would he accept as adequate evidence?
As security.
As security, yeah.
Yeah.
The half orc like kind of like looks up at him and just kind of is like, rah, 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 and they kind of go back and forth a little bit, and they're kind of like, I don't know, like he kind of like half shrugs. He's like, all right, if you get us the other general's weapon, we'll give you ours. But only after you get the other general's weapon. We see you have the actual general's weapon.
Very well.
Alright, so going back to Brendan and Fallen. Sorry, you guys are being left out of this. What do you guys want to do?
Well, Fallen kind of is hearing all this, and even though she doesn't understand, she does hear the grumbles, and she can very faintly hear Titus speaking, although I'm not sure exactly what he's saying.
Roll me a listen.
Alright, what would that be, D20?
So we have no reason not to go over and join him.
Yeah, it's going to be 1d20 for both of you, plus, I have it right here. Listen should be plus, oh, come on. Where is it? I had it in here somewhere. Thought I had it on the right page. I guess I had it on the wrong page. Here we go. Shoot, that's not on it. Dang it! Listen would be wisdom. So.
Yeah, I got
11.
So
Plus 2, I think. No, just the 8.
All right, so you can kind of hear a little bit of mumbling, you guys, for both of you, and between the two of you, you can kind of hear like something like treaty and war and just like weird kind of different parts of it, and you can definitely kind of like see a little bit of what the orcs are doing, and you can kind of tell that they're getting a little bit restless. Like they either want to fight or they want to go home. They don't like they want to find a new home.
Quick question: what's the proper protocol for leaving the presence of a war chief?
Like kind of bow your head while walking away, like backing up. I mean.
Okay. Just wanted to check that before I left.
Okay. So Brennan and Fallen, now that you can kind of a little bit hear, what do you guys want to do?
Fallen looks over to Brendan and says, I don't...
May I just point out that approaching a heavily armed war chief would probably not be the best idea without being announced?
Well, you can't tell them that.
Well, yeah, that's common sense.
Fallen kind of looks over to Brendan and says, I don't want to interrupt whatever he's doing. Especially since I did happen to catch the words treaty and war, and right now it doesn't look like any of them are ready to charge at us just yet. I mean, they have ants in their pants, but they're not going to come over and kill us just yet. So, do we want to try and wait on this side for him to return and rendezvous?
That seems reasonable.
Alright.
After all, if it's going well enough that they're talking about treaties, the last thing we need to do is throw sand in the gears.
Or just show up and insult them on accident.
Exactly.
Alright.
Let's wait for the moment.
So, do you guys want to come over here to this guy, or?
I think right here.
Okay.
Like, not toward the general, so we're talking to him, but just waiting on this side, a little closer to where Titus is.
Okay.
Seems
Alright.
good.
Sounds good. Alright. Let's see here. Alright. So you kind of bow your head and walk away, Titus. Do you want to go back to the other general?
Don't really have much choice. Actually, no. I'm gonna head over here real quick, so that I'm near the general, but just out of earshot. I'm gonna gesture for the other two to join me.
Okay. So Brendan and Fawn, he wants you to join him. What do you want to do?
I'll take a step
Join him.
Okay.
Okay.
Brendan is still all the way over there.
Don't forget the dog.
Hey, Midnight. Or Moonlight. Sorry. Midnight's someone else.
What?
Just.
It's from our other D&D game.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not going so well.
That's
Anyway.
what I heard.
Anyway, David, are you with are you with Fallen right now?
So.
Yeah, I'm coming up to join you.
So what's
Alright.
what kind of wolf do you want, Miss Abby?
Okay.
Any kind of black would be like black or gray if you
Black
have
or
it.
gray? All right, I'm gonna try to look while we talk
So
here a little
I
bit.
look over at the two of you and say, the orcs are not here for conquest. They are not here for plunder. They are here out of desperation. They have nowhere else to go. Almost their whole tribe has been extinguished by a natural disaster, and they are merely looking for a new place to settle. They are on their literal last legs. This is their last stop.
The natural disaster is ill news, but the fact that they wish for peace is very good.
Well, some of them wish for peace. The others wish to risk it all in a mad attack. I have managed to get through to their war chief by convincing that it would be better to coexist, but he wants assurance that we are negotiating in good faith and that the treaty will be honored.
What sort of assurance?
The orcs are a martial culture. He wants an exchange for weapons, a blade for a blade. That way, how can you harm your brother when his blade is in your hand and yours is in his? He wants to exchange weapons with the general. I need to be able to convince the general to give up one of his primary weapon to the orc war chiefs.
How about this one, Miss Fallen?
That's perfect.
You like
That's
that one?
pretty.
Ooh, and I have an eagle here too. Boop. There's an eagle. It's very tiny.
Big ass eagle.
Okay, that's a tiny one. It's a tiny one. I promise you, it's a semi-big eagle.
Is there like a black wolf I can get?
I'll look. I'll look.
So yeah. So he wants to exchange weapons with the general as a symbol of exchanging a mutual defense pact and settlement rights with the people here.
That seems eminently sensible. Do you know how the human general is likely to feel about this?
I barely spoke with him. He seems like a consummate professional just here to do his job. However, weapons carried by generals are generally family heirlooms. Well, I have no doubt that the Orc War Chiefs doubtless has just as much, if not more, history than anyone who hit the general's weapons. He'll probably loathe to part with it. It'll probably take all of us to convince him.
Now, are we sure that both parties would be willing to exchange their weapons and there would be no ill will?
The orcs seemed willing enough. They honestly seem to me like the half orcs can keep them in line, and the threat of reprisal I made a slight threat of reprisal, saying that even if they wiped out this village, the people from the city would call reinforcements from the other parts of the kingdom and wipe them out. And I think on some level they know it. They're just desperate and they don't know what else to do. If we let them settle here, and they came to the defense of the villagers, well, what a better way to forge bonds than by fighting side by side, rather than against.
Now, in case this treaty doesn't go through, do we have a backup plan?
Not exactly.
Sounds like a perfect plan.
Our backup plan would mostly just be take cover. But
I don't know if there's a right side to be on in this situation. On one hand, the orcs are invading, but they're doing it because they're starving and they have, survivors who need help, and they need some place to settle down and care for their own people. On the other hand, these farmers did nothing to invite this attack, so I don't know which side to be on.
What if we can't? If there's no treaty to be made, and since the orcs are so desperate for land, I'm pretty sure they don't want another war under their belt. We could probably suggest assisting them in finding a land nearby.
True. And if we can't convince the farmers to let them settle here, we might be able to convince them to give up some of their surplus crop as supplies and rations for the orcs to help them travel away, which would be eminently preferable to them slaughtering them.
Or destroying what they
Absolutely.
do have.
True. Should we go speak with the general?
After you.
I would say so.
Alright. Okay. I go back over to the general, and does he want to say anything, or should I open the conversation?
You go right ahead.
Right. General, I have spoken with your counterpart at the opposite end of the field. The orc host do not wish war upon you. However, they are desperate. They are starving, and they are the last of their kind, of their specific tribe. They have only come here to find a new land to settle, to heal, and to hopefully prosper. They are not opposed to the idea of a truce and coexistence.
Roll me a persuasion.
+4 to a... that's cocked. Hold on. 15.
15?
Yeah.
He kind of half crosses his arms, and the farmer kind of steps in and just is really, he gives you this really look, and he just kind of shakes his head. He goes, one morning when we were gonna go harvest our fields, they burned it. This was my field. And he kind of stomps on the ground a little bit, angrily, and you can kind of see little bits of ashes on top of it. He's like, and they want peace. That's it. Fantastic. Tell them to leave.
With all due respect, Mayor, they could have done worse. Would you rather they have burned your field in an attempt to force you out by taking away your means of living? Or would you rather they have just crept into your home as you slept at night and slit your throat? That is what a true orc would have done if they actively wished you harm. They do not want to hurt you. They just want a place to live. They figured that if they took a part of your land and burned it, it would convince the people that it was too dangerous to live here without risking themselves or you.
Oh, they're trying to make us starve.
That does not make sense, given the context of the situation. They are hungry. They have all that they own on their backs, and they are running low on food. Would you destroy a ready-made food supply unless you were trying to avoid bloodshed?
And he kind of just tosses up and says, who said that they didn't take it before they burned it?
They might have. I do not doubt that. But the point is that you are sitting at a decision point. You can either go ahead with this pointless war, and either you will be party to genocide of this tribe, or they will kill you, and then they themselves will be wiped out, and the world will be a lesser place for both of your losses. I am trying to avoid bloodshed.
Roll me a persuasion.
Alright, let's go with the red dice this time. 15 again.
Plus...
No, that is plus. It was an 11 plus 4 for persuasion.
Okay. So he's kind of whispering in the general's ear, and the general is kind of just rubbing his eyes, just tired. He goes, stop. Look, I'm hearing two sides to a story. I mean, do we honestly, can we honestly trust these people? I don't know. How are we supposed to know that they want actual peace? I mean, they only stopped because we came, and he kind of gestures towards all of his men, and he goes on to say like yeah, losing their homes like pretty bad and all that, but I mean, do we actually know that they lost it, or do they just want to actually take this land? And he kind of just gestures towards all the farms and fields to take it for themselves. I mean, we honestly don't know what the truth is here.
If I may,
Go ahead.
Colin steps forward. Sir, you as a general know that your weapon is the closest to your own kin. Your primary weapon is an extension of your own arm, and you've had many battles and many stories to tell with it. Any high general would hold this the closest to their heart of anything that is not alive. This orc is offering his very own to you if you return the favor. Now, someone that just wants to take things would not offer such a prize.
The general kind of like looks at you. He goes, okay, if you bring over his weapon, then I'll give you mine.
I kind of like rub my temples. I'm like, this is exactly the sort of situation my parents would said would happen. I said, York has made the same exact offer. He said that once he sees you hand the weapon to me, he will give me his. Not that I hand it over to him and then he gives it to me. That once he sees me with it, he will give it to his aide and we will switch.
He shakes his head. He's like, not until I actually see, like, not until you bring the weapon over here am I gonna give you my weapon.
Is it not a cheap enough price?
He is acting in extremely good faith. He does not ask me to cross with it. He merely wishes to see me holding it before he will relinquish his own.
Roll me a persuasion.
Peace has to start somewhere, General. Someone has to take a stand.
Is it not a cheap enough
18.
price to save the lives of your men?
And if he does not act in good faith, and this is some sort of trick, you will have me and my companions on your side.
Okay.
With an 18 persuasion, by the way.
Yeah. yeah, I heard that 18 persuasion. He kind of, like, shuffles uneasily. He goes, like, he just, like, kind of, like, looks down, like, half at his blade at his side, kind of looks up at you, looks down at his blade again. He goes, you will not step a foot there until I see him relinquish his weapon over.
Very well.
Alright, so he hands his weapon to you, but he's keeping an eye on you.
Okay, I do not move, but I turn on the spot and hold the weapon like this, and I look dead at the aide, then over at the war chief, then like down at the weapon, and do that a couple of times.
Colin takes a step to stand next to Titus as though she's there to try to help.
The orc squints at you, like he can't see you, and he kind of like gestures you to come over.
I look back at the general and say, may I approach halfway?
The general shakes his head. If I don't have my weapon for war, then this battle is already lost.
It's not for war, sir. I don't think the general has good eyesight. This is kind of meaningless if you can't see it.
Roll me a persuasion.
Go ahead, Fallen. It's all you.
Cross fingers. 15. Persuasion's what?
Based off of your charisma.
Plus charisma.
Just 15.
The general kind of looks at you guys, and he kind of crosses his arms a little bit.
Okay.
And he's very not happy about this situation at all.
Okay, I take my dwarven warhammer off, and I hand it to you. A sign that I am acting in good faith, General. This was given to me by a friend. It is a powerful artifact with a long history.
Alright. Okay.
If I am not acting in good faith, then you may take this and smite me down with it.
He kind of takes the warhammer. He kind of swings a little bit. He goes, "All right, fine. You can go halfway."
All right. I proceed exactly halfway and hold the weapon kind of like out in front of me, palms up.
And
All right.
Fallen's like right next to him.
Fallen's right next to him.
Like I'm just like trying to sit next to him and be like, just in case anything happens, you have both sides covered.
I might have you go.
He still can't see you.
Ah!
Okay, I look over.
Can I go over and let them know?
David.
Yeah, you can.
David, I look over at David and say, inform the aide we have the weapon. And then I go, wait, when you approach the war chief, stand straight and tall, puff out your chest, slap your right hand to your right fist to your left chest, and say, "Hail, mighty war chief of the North."
Understood.
All right. Go ahead, Brendan.
I will advance slowly, hands in the air to show that I am carrying no weapons unsheathed. And I will approach the chieftain. Hail, mighty war chief of the North.
Can you speak orc or not?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay. Just
So I
wanted to
say
check.
this in common, looking around for anybody who looks interpretive.
Okay. So the half orc like looks at you and then just speaks in orc to the war chief, and the war chief like kind of squints at Titus a little bit, squints at you, and just goes "Arr, and then the half orc speaks to you. He goes, who are you? Why have you come?
I have come to let the war chief know that his bargain has been honored. We have the weapon of the human general in hand. However, the general does not wish to let us bring it over until your chieftain relinquishes his weapon, and we wish to let you know that this was the case, that we have it in hand.
The half orc speaks to the orc war chief. And the half orc kind of like sighs and he goes, "The orc chief can't see it. He has very bad eyesight from his poor age. He honestly cannot see your friend holding it, and he's not exactly ready to give up his weapon." And he kind of gestures towards like the humans a little bit. As you can see, it's kind of looking like a little bit of a battlefield. He just kind of like
And would you?
shuffles his hands a little bit.
5 feet.
I was going to
Just
see if the
5
gate would
feet.
advance. Actually, would you be kind enough to accompany me back then and verify for the chieftain that what we say is true?
Does he trust this guy? I mean,
Yes. Would he believe this on your word?
Oh, so you're asking the half orc to come over?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I suspect he'll be more amenable to this than the full chieftain would.
Here, let me do. Nope. Okay. So the half orc kind of talks to the orc war chief, and the orc chief like just kind of crosses his arms, very very mad, and just kind of like almost kind of scolds him a little bit. And the half orc is like sighing, like this is going on for way too long, and just goes like, he doesn't want me to leave, and unfortunately, if you could try to convince him, I mean,
David, see if you would remain behind as a hostage, if he would be willing to come.
you're muted.
Oh, sorry. David, see if you can remain as a hostage, and the other one can come up, and that would be a sign that we would not hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
Offer yourself.
I will stand surety for the safety of your aid, mighty war chief.
Alright, so roll me a persuasion.
My life for his, to show that we mean no harm.
Oh no!
No, it was an 11.
Oh.
I'm not sure why I did a second roll, but the first one was an 11.
Yeah,
So unless I have disadvantage.
No, it's fine.
What's
It's
your
fine.
charisma?
Plus, let's have a look.
Do you get a racial bonus?
I don't think so. Let's check.
So
Charisma.
I get a +2 for my being a dragonborn.
Charisma is +4.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll be a 15.
A 15? Alright, so the half orc kind of like is like, okay, well, and the orc chief like just keeps crossing his arms. It goes, and the half orc kind of nods, and he goes like, stand right here. He's gonna hold a blade to your throat. Just don't panic, just stay right here. I'll be right back. Okay.
Understood.
So as this huge war chief is like holding a blade to her throat, he goes. So the half orc kind of like half approaches like Titus and is kind of like, all right, what's going on? Kind of.
I talk to the orc and say, this is as far as the general will let us approach with his own weapon until he sees the war chief himself relinquishing his. If you can tell the war chief that we have the weapon, and I hold it out and say, here it is. If you can tell him, and if he will believe you, that we have the general's weapon, and if he would hand his primary weapon over to you, and in full view of the general, and I turn and gesture back at the human general, then I can present our weapon to him, and then we can have you present the weapon to the general.
I start playing yakety sax.
Okay. All right, so the half orc kind of like he kind of like, hold on, let's see if the half orc can see better than the general. That's for darn sure, but he can't exactly see the other general without his weapon. So he kind of rubs his hands a little bit. He goes, how do we know that this is the general's weapon and not just one of the soldiers or one of yours?
Is this sword mastercrafted or anything like that? Or is it just a standard sword?
It has from what you can tell, it has a little emblem on the, actually, roll me a spot.
15.
15? It has a little crest at the very hilt on it.
I hold up the hilt for his inspection. This is the crest of the general, is it not? You see this. Does he have like any standards? I would imagine he would.
Standards of
banners.
Banners
with his house crest on it.
Yes, all the way at the back though.
Okay, I gesture over at the house crests. You see those?
Let's see. Let's see if he actually sees them. Yes, he does.
You see those? I hold up the sword for his inspection and point to the little crest on it.
He goes, well, don't all of them have that?
No.
No? Alright, well, let's see if he can spot it. He can't spot any of the other weapons.
On any of the other weapons?
No, on, like, so he's trying to compare that weapon that you're holding to all the weapons on the front line, like all the swords and stuff like that. So
would you be interested in me to grab one of the other soldiers' weapons for you to compare?
He nods.
All right. Go give one of the soldiers your rapier.
Got it.
We're not trying to leave them unarmed.
So Fallen goes back over to where her wolf was stationed at and sees one of the soldiers petting Malachi. And she goes over and says, this is Malachi. And yes, he's very friendly. Quick question. We're trying to negotiate peace right now, and things are going very well. However, they want to compare the captain's sword, his main weapon, to a standard one. So if I traded you my rapier for your sword for just a moment, I will return it.
Can you roll me a persuasion?
Guys, we gotta make this work.
Ooh.
Let's see how diplomatic we can be.
The
Ooh.
soldier kind of like shuffles his feet. He's kind of like, well, I was trained with this, so.
I shout over my shoulder. See if he will come up with us.
Okay, roll me a persuasion for that.
Who, me or her?
Depending on what she says. Yeah. I was told to hold the front line. I mean, I really think that you should talk to the general about that.
I will step forward, raising my voice so that hopefully all the soldiers can hear me.
Well, you're still being held at
Oh,
on
that's
the
true.
neck.
That's true.
So don't do that.
So you're all the way back here being held.
Probably not a good idea to make any sudden movements or noises then.
Yeah, probably not.
Hey, Fallen, talk to a different soldier. Just ask someone else.
So does Fallen roll for a spot or a search?
Yeah, go ahead.
Feck. Okay.
You don't really see much anybody who's willing to step out of their comfort zone.
So she's going to go to this guy
Okay.
and try and give the same offer for her rapier for his sword.
All right. Roll me a persuasion.
Come on, 20. Okay.
Is that plus anything?
Charisma.
Charisma.
Feck. No, this is 12.
Nope. Okay. He kind of like shrugs and he's like, what do you need the sword for?
Basically, for the sword, they have the head generals from both sides are wanting the other's weapon, so then we can do peace. That way, there's no war, there's no bloodshed, and everybody can coexist and be happy. However, he's not sure if this is just a regular sword like one of you guys have, or the actual general sword. So he just wants to compare.
Give your word that it will be returned.
It will be returned because, as much as your sword is very finely crafted, I much prefer my rapier. So I will be coming back to return both.
Okay. Roll me another persuasion for that.
Please. Oh my god.
You are the worst negotiator ever.
I'm having PTSD with the wolf, okay?
Okay.
Oh my god. So he kind of like looks at you and kind of goes, why don't they just look at the crest on the hilt of it? I mean,
He did, but he doesn't know if all of them have it or not.
The orcs aren't familiar with human rankings of systems, so yes, he saw the hilt, but he is under the impression that all the swords have the hilt with that particular jewel in it. So that's why they need to compare. I'd be willing to offer my dagger and my rapier.
All right, go ahead and roll me another persuasion.
Be nice to me, nice.
Yes!
Okay, finally.
Okay, so he kind of like hands over his sword, and you hand over your rapier and dagger. So now you can go back over there.
Fawn is more or less skipping at this point because she finally convinced one. She comes over with the blade, and she looks over to that and says, "Sorry to keep you waiting. That was a little more difficult than it needed to be. However, here is a sword of a regular general from the front line. It's from that gentleman over there who is currently playing with my rapier."
Yeah, he's kind of like swinging it around, getting like used to it. Like, oh, this isn't so bad. I mean, it's not my long sword, but it's okay.
It ain't bad. I can make do.
Yeah. So the half orc kind of like like looks at both. He goes like he kind of like points to each one and kind of like just kind of half mumbles to himself in orcish. And he goes, okay, what would you so what would you like me to do?
We'd like you to.
Titus?
Oh, sorry, I'm on mute. Okay, we would like you to go back to your war chief, inform him that you have looked at the sword we have and compared it to that of a regular individual, and confirm that it doesn't indeed bear the general's crest, and inform him that we are negotiating in good faith and we have fulfilled our part of the bargain, and that the general will fully relinquish his sword when he sees that you have relinquished your weapon to your aid, which would be you, good orc. By the way, what is your name?
Thor kind of like half shuffles his feet. It's a weird name. You probably wouldn't be able to pronounce it, but it's Gorsheim.
Gorsheim?
No, Gorsheim.
Gorshine.
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 Pleased to make your acquaintance. I am Titus.
He nods and he goes, okay, well, let me go get your friend. I'm sure he's very, very skittish right now. And so he walks back up to the Orc Chief and starts talking in Orcish. And, like, even though it looks like you guys are all together right now, 5 feet is, like, pretty much roughly about, like yards apart. Like, at least 10 yards apart.
Okay.
So,
Like in respect, like
yeah, it's very, very large. So he starts talking to him in Orc, and he kind of like half points to Titus over there, which now the Orc Chief can see it, and he's like, okay, all right. He lets you go, Brandon, and he kind of let's see if however, like, the Orc Chief, like, shakes his head and, like, kind of, like, motions for Titus to bring it towards him.
This is a conundrum. Okay, out of character,
I
what
have
do you
an
guys think I
idea.
should do?
I have an idea.
What's your idea? I'm open to anything at this point.
Maybe you'd be willing to move a little bit closer if the general was distracted and didn't see you do it.
We don't really want to start shenanigans if we can help it. Best thing would be to ask the human general if that's okay.
Well, keep in mind the general also didn't want you guys to move any farther, and...
Exactly.
But the original terms of the agreement, word for word, were he sees me with the weapon in hand, he relinquishes his own.
Keep in mind, he's also very skittish about the whole conundrum, so...
Alright.
I mean,
Can either of you do illusions?
Well...
Yes, actually.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Okay, David, what I need you to do is how complex of an illusion can you do?
A minor illusion, but that can do, let's see the exact stats.
So, as I was going to say, it would have to be like an illusion that I'm still standing there and the orc hands it over while I rush forward, present the sword, get the weapon, and then basically go back to where I am, and then the illusion like catches up with me.
Okay.
I could do that. The problem would be hiding you while you move. I can also cast invisibility, but pretty sure it's a touch spell. Let's check.
Well, you were released, so just time this very quickly.
Let's see. Concentration up
Colin
to
can
an
stand
hour.
behind Titus to obscure view.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to deceive the general though.
Well, you can always give the weapon to one of your comrades, and then you could approach and tell him and try to persuade him.
Right. Okay. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
I view the general, hand his blade over to Fallen, who now has 2 swords being held in either hand.
She's having struggle, like, holding both of them up, because they're big, long swords, like, pretty much, like, a good 3-4 feet.
Right,
I'm going to put the long sword just, like, stationed by me.
Okay.
And then just hold the general's weapon, like, openly out. And she mutters in Elvish, like, this is why I stick to rapiers and daggers.
Alright, I'm going to approach the war chief and do the greeting again.
Okay.
And I'm going to actually ask the half-orc what his name is.
Let's see here. Give me just 1 second. His name is Gargosh Hellscream.
Gargosh Hellscream?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll remember that. So I address him and say, we are in possession of the general's weapon. However, it is forbidden from moving more than halfway across the field until the general sees some sign of you yourself relinquishing your weapon. You do not have to relinquish it to me. However, he wants some sign, such as you handing it off to your aide. who I'm sure you trust.
Okay, so roll me a persuasion.
Come on, baby. 19.
19? Alright, so he kind of hands over the weapon to... after the half-orc relays the message, he hands the weapon over to him, and he kind of, like, half mutters something in Orcish, like, whispering in his ear. The half-orc nods and, like, kind of follows you back.
Okay. So, I like, kind of, like, step aside and, like, gesture at the half-orc holding... What kind of weapon is it, anyway?
It's gonna be a big club.
Big club?
Yeah,
That's
huge club.
that's
A huge club made of, like, bone and steel.
Okay. Quickly, while I talk, I glance over to the orc and say, the general is a rather refined man, so if you can tell me anything about the history of this weapon, the battles it's participated in, where it was forged and from what, it would greatly help our cause.
So wait, what are you asking him for?
History of the weapon, what's it made of, and what's it done.
Something to make it more impressive.
Yeah.
Something to make it more impressive? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Try and sell it.
Yeah, so we can sell this.
Oh my gosh. Alright, so you guys go running off the battlefield, everybody comes chasing after you, screaming with their swords and weapons held high as you guys run off with the weapons.
Wait, what?
I'm teasing.
Oh, jeez. Well, we're adding the half-orc to our party then.
Oh, jeez. The half-orc isn't with you, he's the one down chasing you too.
No.
He has a weapon.
Okay.
We roll a crit on our persuasion and add him to the party anyway.
Yeah, Bard, seduce him.
Seduce. Alright.
Okay, so anything you can tell me about the history of this weapon that the general might better appreciate its impact?
The half-orc explains, like, that it was forged from the bone of a giant that the war chief has slain, and forged from, and he gestures towards the mountain where he had built his home. Like, the iron where he's built his home, like, that was in the mountains where they lived. And, how, he's used it in many battles, and it has, done a lot of, good.
Yeah, I would say this club has impact.
Alright.
Alright, so I gesture at the orc carrying the club and, like, look pointedly at the general. Like, and I, like, make a gesture like I'm waiting for his approval to proceed with his sword.
Okay. So let's see if he can see you first. Yeah, he can see you, and he kind of, like, looks at the half-orc and kind of is like, he's, like, asking, like, if you can hold it, and then kind of, like, trade off, kind of.
I was gonna go with, okay, David, you take the sword. You take the sword from her, and
Alright.
his name is Helgorsh.
Helgrosh,
Garage Hellscream.
yeah, that's it.
Okay, so
Thank you, Brand.
he will not understand you without the half-orc, so and I don't think the war chief will want the half-orc to just hand me the weapon, so I'm going to approach the general with the half-orc. You walk up with the sword held flat in your hands, step up, kneel before him, and hold it over your head, and say his name, and yeah, let's see how this goes.
Okay, roll me a persuasion for the half-orc to follow you.
14.
14? With your bonus?
Yes.
The half-orc kind of, like, looks at the war chief and kind of shuffles, like, nervously, like he's not, like, fully convinced on this plan. He pretty much thinks as soon as he steps, like, a foot towards the humans, it's game over, they're gonna cut off his head. And
Who, the humans or the orcs?
the humans are gonna
Okay.
cut off the half-orc's head and
Okay.
present it as a trophy.
Okay. I put my hand on his shoulder, look him in the face, and say, though I myself am half human as well, I hold no allegiance to these people. If they go back on their word, I will protect you.
Alright, well, roll me another persuasion then.
19 with bonus.
19? Alright, so he follows you and he makes sure that, like, that the war chief can see him and stuff
Okay.
like that.
David, approach the war chief with the sword as a gift.
I approach the war chief very slowly, with the sword open, flat in my hands.
In the sheath, though.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
And as I approach him, I do the fist to chest salute again, then kneel with the sword extended. Garrosh Hellscream, here is the weapon of the human commander.
He doesn't understand a word you're saying, but he kind of like sees the weapon. He picks it up. He like pulls it out. He kind of like swings it a couple times, and he kind of like grunts and puts it back in, and just like holds it there in like his hand, like, hurry up, let's get this thing done.
Alright, so I approach with the half-orc to the human general. I gesture for him to hand me the club.
Okay.
And I present it to the...
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion for him.
Okay, he's probably nervous.
Yeah, he's nervous.
Okay, hold on. 16.
16? Alright. So he hands over the weapon, and he's looking back at... He's trying to look back at the general, but however, he can't really see the general. Let's see if you can see Brendan, though. He can, like, barely make an outline of Brendan. So he's not sure if Brendan, if he gave the sword over or not. But he's, like, still very nervous about this whole ordeal. Like, he doesn't like it.
I lay a calming hand on his shoulder. Peace. It will be alright. What was the general's name?
Jesus. I just had this brought up. I should just keep this off. Hold up. It's Gorgosh Hellscream.
No, the human general.
Oh, the human general's name? We never established that. The human general's name is
Alistair.
Brim... What?
I was gonna say Alistair.
Nah.
No.
Nah, his name's Allison.
His name is Allison? Okay.
I'm kidding. His name's not Allison. You wish it was.
So who was Alistair?
Oh,
That's
what?
insane.
You never played Dragon Age? Aww.
Oh, that the paladin? Yeah.
Yeah, Alistair.
He.
This guy's old though, so I mean, he's not all that good looking. His name is shoot, I just had it in my head too. I'm like half looking at stuff. What?
Eugene Picklesberg.
Yeah, his name's Eugene. Okay, his name's Eugene.
General Eugene, I present to you the club of War Chief Gorgosh Hellsman. Forged from the bones of a giant that the War Chief himself slain with his bare hands, and banded with the iron dug from his own home. It is a weapon that of great significance to the War Chief. I hope you understand his significance in bestowing it upon you.
He kind of takes the club in his hands, and he kind of like twists it around a little bit, and he goes, okay, so what exactly is your plan now?
You two now have the weapon of their counterpart. We should seek to parlay and see to the terms of an agreement to allow both of your peoples to coexist.
Okay, so as you guys are talking, I'm gonna just do this real quick. We're gonna have both the generals meet in the center here.
Also, I asked the general to relay to the half-orc translator the history of his own sword, so that he can explain to his own boss the significance.
Okay. So they relayed the information to each other, and they're kind of like sitting there mumbling, like in the center. And the mayor of the town that all of you are in, kind of goes like, exactly what kind of treaty are we talking about here? Like, what's going on? Like,
That's up to you.
There are two options on the table, Mayor. We do not wish bloodshed on you or the orc people. So there are two options that present themselves if we wish to avoid this. Either you find it in your hearts to forgive the orcs, for they have not shed your blood, they have merely destroyed your property. And even then, only a slight bit of damage at that. Oh, sorry, am I muted?
no,
No, you're
I'm just copying.
No, we can hear you.
So, the first option is this. You allow the orcs to settle either in or near your town as a second settlement. You establish a defense pact. An attack on one shall be attack on all. They will come to your aid, and you shall come to their aid in the event of a battle. And by the same token, you will help each other in the fields with the harvest and share in the bounty of this land together.
Okay.
This would be the best for long-term stability if you can look past the short-term problems that both of you have inflicted on each other.
Roll me a persuasion. You know how this game works.
I know. 15 with bonus.
15 with bonus?
Yeah.
They understand what you're saying, and they're kind of like half mumbling to themselves. They're not really believing you, though, because they don't trust each other.
The other option is this. Since there is a lot of hostility here, you allow the orcs to camp here for a short time and provide them with what provisions you can reasonably provide and all that they can take, and you point them to a fertile land that they can settle away from you, but within range of their travel. Thus, they do not starve, and they can continue their journey to find a new home to live in.
But the orcs still think it's their land. You do understand that, right?
And yes, and the orcs, I know you think that this land is yours, but you cannot take it by force, for you know you will surely be wiped out. And the humans do not wish to contest it either, for they know that they shall suffer heavy casualties. Maybe in a few generations, when this incident has been forgotten, you can return here as friends through diplomacy.
Roll me a persuasion.
12.
12. It slowly gets worse and worse. Would anybody else like to try to chime in and try to roll for a persuasion?
I got the same.
David.
Consider that neither of you's wished any ill upon the other. The humans wish only to stay here and farm in peace, and the orcs wish only to be able to feed their families. Neither one of you would see the other harmed for the sake of death, only out of fear. If you can let go of your fear, there is no longer any reason why you need be enemies. Why spill the blood of your people when it would be easy enough to simply carry on as you have before?
Oh, David!
6.
They're both of them are getting very uneasy, like they are almost ready to like pull punches. So.
Okay. Give me a second out of game to think about this, and my legs are getting cramped. So
Okay.
I rolled a 16 if I want to try and persuade again.
Go ahead, do it.
So Fallen goes toward both generals and says, "Look, the half-orc, if you could please translate for me for your general. Neither party wants to be harmed. Neither party wants to get rid of this land. Neither party wants to go to war. Both of you want the same thing. It would make the most sense and be better for you both if you team together."
Okay.
And I got a 16 on that.
Right. So he kind of, like, the half orc kind of looks at you and goes, "Well, what do you suggest we do?"
My suggestion would be to coexist. Find a way to where you can be the armed forces that are nearby so they don't have to call for these soldiers. And for you, the farmers, to be their feeders. Be the people that would help support them as they support you.
And
There is strength in numbers and there is strength in relationship.
Does anybody else
Basically,
want to?
NATO.
Does anybody else want to roll on top of that?
I'll try again. I also chime in and say, and you humans can teach the orcs about human society, and you orcs can teach us about your own society. That way, future misunderstandings such as this may not occur. Okay, pick a dice. Okay, gray or blue?
Go with gray.
19.
19. All right.
That'll do.
So they kind of look at each other. They mumble. They're talking for a good long while on something that would negotiate for both of them. And then you guys find a very rare moment where they both shake each other's hands and like depart.
I need a drink.
You need a drink.
Yay.
I know that was a pretty even though it wasn't an actual battle, it was very intense.
Battle of words.
Well done, guys. You two, I may have got them to stop shooting at each other, but you two really carried the weight.
Well done, everyone.
So
That was good.
So as you guys are approaching back into town, you guys remember that little boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He comes running up to you, Brendan, and he hands you his loot, his DOS loot.
I smile. And what's this for?
He said, "Thank you so much for not bringing bloodshed onto our land and for helping us to make peace. I'm very happy that we are able to share this moment with the orcs, even though everyone may not agree to it right now, but I know it'll be the best in the future." So, let me read you what a DOS loot does.
Take notes on this, David. You're going to want to.
Yeah, you're going to want to take notes.
All right.
This will probably be just as overpowered as my dwarven thrower. But for, like, bard persuasion checks and stuff.
Let me see.
Paul, we'll go get you a nice elven bow or something.
Great. Yeah, this should help for the DOS loot.
Oh, by the way, did you ever get your sword back?
Nope.
Yeah, you got your sword back. You kind of before they rushed away, you're like, wait! And just kind of grabbed your stuff.
How about this? As we were walking by,
As we walk back to town, I look over the general as he hands me back my weapon and I clap him on the shoulder. This battle is the one you don't have to fight, General.
So as we're walking by, Fallen walks by the soldier that she switched her weapons with, and she just drops his sword in front of him. Oh. And as he bends over, she just basically pickpockets her own weapons back off of him.
Okay.
Just continues walking.
Okay.
Like nothing happened.
All right. So a DOS loot is the spells it can use are animal friendship, protection, protection from energy, and that's going to be fire only, and protection from poison.
So anti-fire, anti-poison, and what was the other?
Animal friendship.
Animal friendship?
Yeah.
Those are spells.
And what's that do?
So it's spells. So as you play it.
You can cast them?
Yeah.
As a bonus action?
Yeah. So here, let me read it. Instrument of the Bard is an exquisite example. There are 7 types of instruments exist, each named after a legendary bard college. As the following table lists, the spells are common to all instruments as well as a spell specific to each one of its rarity. A creature that attempts to play the instrument without tuned must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or take 2d4 psychic damage.
Interesting.
You can use an action to play the instrument and cast one of its spells. Once the instrument has been used to cast a spell, it can't be used to cast a spell again until next dawn. The spells use your spellcasting ability and spell save DC. When you use the instrument to cast a spell that causes the target to become charmed on a fail save, the targets have disadvantage on the saving throw. This effect applies whether you are using the instrument as a source of spell or as the spell casting focus. So there's that. Does that make sense or?
Very. I think so, actually. That sounds really useful.
All right. So you can use like one of the spells that it has. However,
You can only use one of those unique spells a day,
yeah, basically until next dawn, and then
but you can use it as a standard focus however often you want.
what do you mean?
So you said that you can only use one of its spells per day, but then you said it can also be used as a focus, and if you charm somebody with it, they get disadvantage. Does that affect?
It's for certain spells on here.
Uh,
It's for like here, let me read another one.
let's say that David used.
It's like confusion or
Well,
control weather or like
So
stuff like
confusion's a charm effect. Why does control weather apply there?
Oh no. That I'm just reading another weapon or another
Okay.
another instrument that I was trying to explain to Robert.
Okay.
That makes sense.
But for yours, animal friendship, protection from energy, fire only, and then protection from poison. So you can use that once a day. I'm not sure on the exact how long the spells last, but I'll make sure to look it up and let you know next time.
Sounds good.
All right. And the half orc runs up to you guys, and he is and he kind of like doesn't know who to give it to, but he kind of like gestures towards all of you, and he says, these are the gauntlets of orc power, and I'll read you that. Your strength score is 19 while you wear these gauntlets. They have no effect on you if your strength is 19 or higher without them. So
I've got a strength of 18, so I'm almost done with it.
So it'd be someone who really kind of needs it or whatever. So
I have a strength of 10.
That would be Brendan.
I'd say give it to Brendan.
You want to give? Does everyone agree to that?
Yeah.
Fawn,
Yes.
what's yours?
I'm 13. He needs it more than I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at strength 18, so it would barely do anything for me.
Okay.
Besides,
So
he
now I
was
get the
more than
gauntlets of the.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you got a
You
fellow
have-
wah whenever you strike something out.
Yup.
I smile and I clap the half orc on the shoulder and say, "Well done, young one. It takes great courage to stand up to the face of your enemies and ask them for peace."
And a great deal more to stand up for what you believe in when it goes against your own general.
He nods and he kind of thanks you, and he goes running off to meet up with the other orcs and find out like where their spot in town is. So with that, we still got about an hour left. Does that sound right to everybody, or?
I'm way good with continuing. This is fun.
Okay.
Works for me. This is a lot of fun.
Sure.
All right. So, do we want to go back to the quest map, or do we want to go to
Well, how much time has passed since we arrived in town?
And what time of day is it?
It's gonna be a day has passed since you arrived in town, and it's getting later in the day, but it's not too late. I
It
mean,
would probably be best to wait till tomorrow before we set out. How much time remains before the assassination quest begins?
that, let me double check something. So if you guys wait till tomorrow, let me bring you guys back to the map so we can all see where stuff is.
Wow. This is huge. Oh, I need that.
Yeah. It's very big, and like I said, so this would take roughly what did I say? Can't remember.
Whichever notes.
Yeah, it takes 5. So. Doing math. Hold on. Math sucks. Yeah, so it'll take 8 days to get there. However, by the time you guys leave, it'll be 18 days have passed, and well, it actually depends on where you guys are going. So 18 days would have passed.
Okay, so how much longer until the assassination takes place?
22 days. Or, sorry, 12 days. I'm not thinking properly.
I'm not comfortable with deviating from this unless there's something literally like right along the way that we can stop at.
What's this?
That would be from the quest map. That would be the elemental road, where there has been elements like fighting on the road, and really no kind of traveler can get through at the moment.
Well, that sounds like we're doing that one then.
But no, we're gonna skim like right to the north of it. We wouldn't actually go through it.
Do we have any sense of how long that would potentially delay us?
If we went there and dealt with it along the way, how long
Mhm.
would that delay us? Because as it stands, we only have a 4-day margin on this assassination. So if it would hold us up longer than a day or two, I wouldn't be comfortable.
Then it's not worth it.
Yeah. Do we have any idea how long did one of us think that would take us?
You're looking towards me, so you need to ask Lilas if you wanna.
Okay, let's go to one of the inns and get a room real quick.
All right, so you guys walk in to a roughly small inn, and so you guys all want to stay in the inn for the night?
Yeah.
All right,
Get
so
some food and drink.
Might as well.
all right, so that's gonna be.
Titus, if you drink as much as you did last time.
You're glitching out a bit.
Yeah, you're glitching a little bit.
Okay.
I think I know what she said, but I'm not. Yeah, do you?
I'm not gonna drink. I'm just gonna have a sip some water and lay down.
Oh, okay.
There
And
we
a
go.
good hearty meal for me in moonlight. I pet my wolf puppy on the head and go, "Who's a good girl?"
Okay. So you guys get some food and drink for the night. That's gonna be 2 gold pieces from each of you. Let's see here. So
Sorry, kinky number.
We go back up to the room after we eat and drink, and I throw a pinch of fire on of powder on the fire in the room, and say, "Hey, Lilas."
she kind of like half like groans through the fire, like, ugh. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
we managed to we got the orcs and the humans to agree to settle together and forgive each other and get over their differences.
She kind of, you can see she kind of like half nods and goes like, oh, that's a good job. I was almost sure that it ended in war, but I'm surprised to hear that you guys actually pulled it off. So is there a problem, or?
No, we're planning on heading for the Elven Kingdom next, but the route, according to the map you provided, will take us dangerously close to this elemental clash in the middle of the continent.
She shakes her head. No, you're about a day's out from it if you, depending on which one you head to.
Running to the assassination one.
Which one?
That one?
They're okay. You want to go to that one? Or
we were gonna head to the Southern Kingdom because that's where the. Well, wait. The Northern Kingdom's where she lives, right?
no, this one is where she lives. This one is where the prince is.
Okay.
So you're eventually gonna have to see both, probably. I don't know. That's if you guys want to.
How far are these cities from each other?
One day.
Okay, so if we get there,
Unless we
and then
split
we'll
the
have
party.
4 days. Which, if we send some people to the north to the other city.
Why do you keep saying 4 days?
You said that it'll be 12 days from the morning, and it'll take 8 days to get there, so we'll have 4 days to play around.
It's 4 days leeway.
Well, it's gonna be. Hold on.
What he's saying is that we have 4 days until the planned assassination.
No.
Once we arrive in city.
Once we
No.
arrive into the kingdom.
No, you don't. It's okay, so if you go to this one, it's gonna take 9 days. What I'm saying is it's from when you get to the either high city, it's gonna be 18 or 19 days that you have accumulated on your journey so far. You still have 12 or 11 days to complete it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So 12 or
So
11 from the time we'd arrive?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
That
Then I vote we stop by the elemental battle on the way.
You guys want to do that?
Or what else is along the way?
I mean, we could go here if we want to look at something different. If it wants me to select things, that would be
So pick
lovely.
the pointer at the top.
I know my mouse doesn't want to. That's not where I clicked.
No, that was me.
Okay, I'm going to use the ruler because it's not liking me.
Okay. Well,
Right here.
yeah.
Okay, what's here?
Like if we go through the elemental and then somehow go here, if we have extra time.
Okay. Well, we know what's there. So what's here?
That is gonna be Wood Elf Sacred Ground.
Okay.
And basically, Lilas has received word from someone in the village that there is a raging oh gosh, what do you call it? Actually, what do you call it? Now I forgot. Crap.
So some kind of raid.
Dryad.
Oh, a tree spirit.
Yep. That has been causing him like a lot of problems, and it however, the wood elves are all druid, so they love nature and they don't want to hurt it, and they will be highly against you hurting their precious little tree spirit. So however, it is causing them a lot of problems. However, they just don't want to address it. Except for one person in the town has had enough and has contacted Lilas.
Okay.
So how to deal? What?
I was gonna say that sounds relatively low key after diffusing a war and going through the elemental battle thing that we're gonna go through.
Depending
And
on
That's a
how
good
you
plan.
take
the
it.
demon that we did earlier.
So do you want to go through the elemental, see how much time we have left, then hit the wood elves, then go to the high elves?
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds
as
good to
long as
me.
It doesn't take too much time.
We'll assess after we deal with the elementals.
Can we
You know
go?
what we could do?
What?
Is once we're done with the wood elves, we can ask them to see, because they're close enough, to see if they have heard anything or have any more information about the two kingdoms.
True. Do you want to skip the elementals then, just so we know we have enough time?
It depends on how much time you think
Yeah.
we would spend on the elementals.
Or you guys can go to Lowtown Town and then from Lowtown Town down to Rindor or Tyran, depending.
What do you guys think? I like the idea of dealing with the elementals and then going to the wood elves, but we have like 18 days or so, right?
Like 12.
Oh, we have 11 or 12 days to play with.
But then, depending on if you can find out who's the assassins and stuff like that, which may take longer. So
if we somehow get more information by the wood elves or even before our travel, it would kind of counteract days spent.
It would simplify matters.
True. So now I'm thinking we should just head straight to the wood elves, then over to the high elves.
You want to head to the wood elves and then head to the high elves?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was really stressful. Dealing with one rogue dryad shouldn't be that bad.
Okay.
This sounds actually like a very similar diplomacy mission. We're already warmed up for it.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So the next morning, you guys head out and you're heading to the wood elves place, and you're going through the woods. You're having a reasonably easy time of getting there. You're not really having too much of a problem.
Oh no.
What? Okay, fine then. You know what? Roll me a search. Just for that comment.
I knew you were leading to something.
No, I'm not.
If there's something there, I don't see it.
10.
10? You don't see anything.
Okay.
It's creeping up behind you. It's like slowly creeping up.
Brendan sees it.
Lucy,
Brendan sees it. I'll
Lucy,
message Brendan what it is. He'll get a chuckle out of it.
Moonlight.
Is it
I
a
have
fairy?
creeping sensation. Puppy.
Is it an owlbear?
Nothing. She got like a 3, so she's staring at a butterfly. So my wolf is off staring at a butterfly and snapping playfully as I walk nonchalantly through the woods.
Okay. So, Brandon, did you get that?
Just did. Okay.
Okay.
I see.
So Brendan.
It's not a good chuckle.
It's a
Are
really
you
good chuckle.
sure?
It's a really good chuckle because, like,
If it's not a
as
seductive bard, it's not a good chuckle.
He likes Titus. He wouldn't do anything that would hurt him, right?
as you're walking, Titus, your wolf kind of jumps on you and makes you like trip over your own feet, and then just comes like bounding up beside like Brendan, and just like keeps on running around in circles.
Moonlight. I shake my head, dust myself off, and like go running after my puppy, going, "Oh, you are such a naughty puppy."
All
Colin
right.
just kind of watches Titus, and then looks over to Brendan, and then looks over at Titus, and then just goes,
Look
Should
at the
we?
dragon. Now back to me. Now back to the dragon.
"Should
Exactly. Let me see here. Okay. All right. So in about, I think it was like 4 days, you guys come across the Wood Elf Village. You guys arrive at
we?"
nighttime.
That's so pretty.
Yep. You guys arrive at nighttime, and from what you can tell, when you first enter, there is no person there. However, there is a couple like animals like running about and all that. And then actually roll me a spot.
Should I get advantage for having a wolf, or should she roll her separate?
You can roll her separately.
Okay. I'll be the new one.
So I got a
I
16,
see
and my
it.
wolf got an 8.
Yep.
I got a 16 for my wolf, and I think she gets a natural bonus for search. Hold on.
No, it's okay. It's
Does
fine.
she?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they get natural bonuses. So.
Oh yeah. They have keen hearing or smell, so they have an advantage on those rolls. And let's see her search. They get a +3 in perception, so I'm gonna just say she got a 19.
A 19.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I got a 7. Well, +1, so 8.
Okay.
I got a 16, and my wolf got an 11, and then Brendan got a 19.
Yeah. So you guys all kind of like notice how there's like a couple animals kind of mostly like birds like kind of gathering on the trees above you and kind of like fluffing their feathers a little bit and kind of like chirping to each other a little bit.
Wait, isn't this supposed to be full of druids? I look up at the birds and I cock my head. What do you want to bet they're the druids?
I think that it's more than just the birds that are the druids, as she looks around and sees the other animals.
Well, and you kind of see like a wolf kind of come up to you guys and kind of like perk up its ears, and then from as before your eyes you see the wolf turn into about a teenager druid wood elf, and he kind of like looks at you guys and he goes like, who are you, what are you doing here?
Fallen bows her head in greeting and says in Elvish, "Hello, we are mere travelers here to see if we can assist you in your druid problem. We were sent here by
Druid
someone
problem?
or not druid problem, I'm sorry.
Dryad.
Dryad problem.
It starts with a D.
Yeah, it starts with a D. You're
This
right.
forest is infested with druids. We want to clean it up.
Yes. It would be
going to
very bad
die.
if you said that.
I hear him like jokingly mutter this in the back, and I slap my forehead.
Oh jeez. All right. Okay.
But we're here to see if we can assist you in a troublesome dryad. And me and my companions would like to know if you would be willing to accept our help.
The boy gets very wide-eyed as all the birds jump down and turn into the elder wood elves, and they look pissed, like beyond mad. They look at him and they start cursing in Elvish. Fallen, you're hearing every word of this, and they're just saying like, "What have you done? Who are these people?" Like,
I kind of like go back to back with Brendan, and I'm just like, all right, if we have to fight our way out, I've got your back. We'll lead Fallen to her fate. It was her idea we came here.
Screw you. Fallen
My
looks at
ego
all of
calls
them.
its approval.
Fallen looks to the druids and tries not to blush too much at the cursing because she herself is a very known curser.
and
She
he kind of like is like being heavily scolded as like obviously what looks to be the leader of this small little town like pivots like 180 towards you guys and says, "Leave now. We have no problem." And you can kind of see like the little elf boy go like, do we need your help, like kind of like gesturing like a little bit.
And-
Huh?
I step forward. Honored elder, please do not misunderstand our intent. We are not here to harm or destroy the Dryad. We are peacemakers of a sort. We recently negotiated a truce between orc and human far to the north. We were hoping to come here. We had heard tales on the road of a rogue Dryad in these woods. We were wondering if we could speak with it and convince, and if not convince it to stop, at least hear out why it is doing this.
Do you speak Elvish or Slavic? Saliva?
Sylvan?
Sylvan, thank you. I can't say that word.
No. I look over at Fallen and I'm like, can you translate that, please?
Yeah, he wants to know if we can talk to the trees, I mutter.
My two companions can. I can speak many languages, but Elvish and Selene are not, or so, whatever that is. Whatever the other language is. Sylvan are not among them, sadly.
He narrows his eyes. Fallen, can you or Brendan, either of you, speak Sylvan?
I cannot.
Yeah.
Does anyone have like a one-day translate spell?
Let's see. Do you actually? That's a pretty common thing for clerics.
I'm not a cleric. I'm a paladin.
Oh.
I don't. Unless
Right.
do we get any experience from the last one? From the last thing? Do we get any experience points from negotiating that peace?
Not enough to boost you up another level.
Not 2,500. Shoot.
No.
Okay.
Fallen actually perks up an idea. She says, I am of your kin. Obviously, you are aware of this from my appearance and how I speak Elvish to you. If willing, we would love to have your incorporation with this, oh proud druids, for this is what you guys hold dear. If we could bring someone from the town that speaks the same language as a dryad, we can solve this in hopefully in a matter of a day or two.
Roll me a persuasion.
Please, 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 please. Heck.
They shake their heads. We have already spoken with the Dryad. That is no problem. What I don't understand is why you're here. Please leave. We are fine.
People who insist that they are fine generally are not fine. I mutter.
Proud Druid, may I ask...
He thinks the elf does protest too much.
Proud Druid, may I ask why you wish for us to go, especially those that travel here to see your wonderful town?
We don't get travelers, nor do we like them. Now, please, if you will.
You're going to send 3 travelers into the woods at night with no provisions and not allowing us a chance to rest after a long days of traveling. Wow.
These woods are our homes. I'm sure after your days of travel, you have slept in woods before.
True, but my wolf ear, and I look down at Moonlight, has been traveling very hard for the last 4 days, and her paws are very sore. She needs to rest now. And I wink at her to get her to whine on command. Wink.
Roll me a handle animal.
Okay, I get a +1 to this. 5.
Oh boy. She kind of wags her tail and he frowns and he goes, wolves are meant to sleep outside. It is uncommon to have a wolf sleep indoors. He's getting very furious right now. Please leave.
Should we try to bribe him?
I don't think they would.
That'd probably upset him even more.
Wait, we have that chalice thing, right?
Oh, that's true.
Well, we don't want to get rid of that in case we get more people later on, but...
If we can't help out with the Dryad Proud Druid, is it okay if we ask what you know of a specific artifact that pertains to animals? Maybe you, of all people, would probably help us understand it more.
He crosses his arms. Let's see here. He's still very upset with you guys, even remotely being here. Another time, but not now. Please leave.
Okay, I'm starting to get suspicious. You seem to be trying awfully hard to get us out of this village. I admit that we made a grievous faux pas, and for that I apologize. However, most people would, even if the recent newcomers had angered them, would at least allow them to stay for the night, especially if they are willing to pay, which I assure you we are.
We do not have any inns. There is only us, and frankly, I'm surprised you even found us. We don't get travelers.
Well, that was my argument. David, you're up.
Let's see.
So what would you guys like to do? Would you guys like to leave?
Let's name drop Lilas.
Name drop.
Might be worth it.
Oh, Jesus!
Would it help if we told you that Lilas had sent us?
The widows kind of look at you and go, Lilas hasn't been here for some time, and frankly, we are fine in the matter. Please notify her.
With all due respect, I'm sure you're very well aware of the type of person Lilas is. And for us to just give your word on it, she probably wouldn't believe it unless she heard it from somebody that we could assure. Would it be all right if we were able to assess the situation very quickly before we leave?
Roll me a persuasion.
Come on. Fallen,
Nat 20.
Nat 20. That is
Nope.
not a nat 20.
It has a 2.
So unfortunately, you're not able to persuade him, and he just kind of shakes his head and says, no, now please leave. And you see the druids next to him, most likely his advisors and his council, turn into wolves, these dire wolves, and start barking at you.
Okay.
I have one last shot.
Okay, we know
I start backing away slowly with my hands in the air. We're going, okay, come along, Moonlight.
I have one more shot.
Okay.
Go for it, but I'm still backing away.
Fallen motions over to her wolf. This is Malachi. He is my companion and my friend, and I'm not over exaggerating when I said it nearly killed me to acquire this wolf. He literally almost cost me my life. Ask these gentlemen if you don't believe me.
I nod quickly and I say, patch your wounds up myself.
Now, I would not be willing to part with someone or something as very near and dear to me as Malachi. However, I would be willing to have him be under your watch as insurance or security while we assess the situation over very quickly, just so you guys are aware that we do not mean ill will.
Try to roll me another persuasion.
Can she get advantage on it for that?
Disadvantage because they are very mad.
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry.
Not that it matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
It gets
I am
progressively
go.
worse.
I am go. I'm backing away with David. I've got Moonlight by my heels.
Just stepping back.
Okay. I whisper to them, okay, we're gonna have to get out of here, but we still need to find this dryad.
So
Are we able to see anything while the druids were distracted? Were we able to see anything past them?
Yeah, did that kid, get away from them?
yeah, he ran away.
Okay, can I see, any animal, that looks like him watching us?
So, will roll me a spot then.
Please.
Just me, I don't think I can see to look for him.
I got a
14.
16.
A what?
14.
Okay.
18.
Let's see.
So, Fallen and Brendan, you guys see kind of a little mouse, like pouncing up towards you guys, kind of like scratching at Fallen's foot and then pouncing a little away.
Fallen, we should follow him.
Fallen kind of looks to those two and kind of nudges her head towards towards where the mouse went, and she bows her head towards the druids and says, I'm sorry we couldn't make an agreement. Maybe another day when terms are better we can meet as friends. And she walks away towards where the mouse went.
Okay.
Following her with Moonlight.
Same here.
All right.
By the way, what did you name your eagle?
Dasher.
Dasher.
And
So
Dancer
we
and
get
Prancer
more
and Vixen.
Yeah, exactly. We need to get you more eagles so you can have Prancer, Vixen, Dancer, and Rudolph, and all them.
Okay.
And then I get to fly through the sky carried by the eagles.
The eagles are coming.
All right. So
Eagles really do solve all of our problems, don't they?
So the little mouse hops towards the forest and what seems to be the entrance. He transforms back into a teenager again and kind of half shoves a map at you guys and says it's somewhere in here. I just don't know where. Just please, you've seen the elders. They don't listen to anybody. Can you please help us?
Of course we can. Who pissed in their old meal?
What is the dryad doing exactly?
The dryad, it's acting weird. It won't talk. It's very, very mad and angry.
Did you guys cut down some trees, or was there
No, of course not. We would never do such a thing. It is just so strange and so weird. I don't know what happened.
Do you happen to know or see if there was something on the dryad, like if somebody put something there, or if there was a weird aura around him?
He's been possessed by a demon?
I thought I noticed something. Well, I haven't actually seen it myself, but somebody said something about it, but then it was all hush-hush, and that was the end of it. The person never spoke of it again.
I start muttering to myself, it sounds like a demon.
You're saying that in front of a demon presence.
He's a half-demon, he doesn't count. I'm talking about a full-blooded, steal your soul, murder you violently sort of demon.
Yeah, I'll only rent it.
I glare half-heartedly over him and I sigh, and I'm just I walk over and as a joke, I take a little slip of paper and slap on his board, sanctified! In the name of the Emperor, I mean Pelor.
Fallen just shakes her head, and then she looks back to the teenager. I'm sorry.
We have an odd friendship.
All right. So he kind of like he's like, I gotta go. If they know I'm missing, then they'll surely find you. Go. And he runs away.
Alright. So, until we're out of here, we don't trust any animal we see aside from our companions.
Okay.
Real quick, while you say that, I think everybody should give something to our companions, whether a marking, a cut of fur, or something, so we can distinguish them from our own.
I have a reliquary with a couple of holy symbols in it. So I take one fashion of crude collar out of it and hang a symbol of Pelor from Moonlight's neck. Through the darkest night, even you reflect the light of the High One. I pat her on the head.
Fallen takes her string and her emblem and fashions a very shitty collar with the emblem as almost her name tag. The emblem symbolizing a lot of her elven gods that she does believe, but usually tries to keep quiet about. And she says a silent elven prayer into Malachi's ear while kissing his forehead.
Alright, David?
I will fashion another holy symbol and hanging around Asher's neck while whispering, Nusu may watch over you, and let us redeem this situation as we have the others.
All right. So where do you guys want to start on this little tiny map we have here?
Alright, so where are we?
You guys are
basically
this part right
in a
here.
video game with werewolves.
Hold on. Are we here?
Here.
Okay, where?
Here.
I don't
Kayleen.
see it. I
What?
don't see it.
This little thing that has the little open end right here.
Oh, okay, right there.
No, here.
Um, here?
Here.
Here?
No. What? Zoom out.
Down.
Look,
Down.
Oh,
Down.
yeah, down there. Yeah, okay.
What?
So this, right here.
No. Up here.
Oh,
Mine's red.
okay, so we are right here.
Oh wait,
Yes.
Okay,
Oh.
we're right here, guys.
my map was like cut off. I didn't see.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I plain out wasn't seeing your pings.
Oh, okay. What do you mean it was cut out?
Kayleen,
What?
I'm getting the sense of werewolf.
Yeah.
Oh, so is this from Dragon Age?
Yes, this is from Dragon Age, but
Okay, I take out my Warhammer.
oh
Or my
jeez.
Dwarven Warhammer.
All right. Well, you go ahead and take out your dwarven warhammer.
That I love very much.
So where do
Well,
you
if this
guys?
is Dragon Age, are we going to blow up the chantry?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yes.
That's actually, what is that? Is that Dragon Age 2?
No, let's Dragon Age Origins.
Is it Origins?
Yeah, stupid chantry.
Oh, that's from what's his name? Andres or something like that. That starts with an A.
Andraste, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Andraste. That's the freaking deity.
No, yeah, but the servants of Andraste or whatever that wanted to keep all the mages locked up.
Yeah, his name started with an A. I just can't remember what it was.
Anderson?
All right.
I think so.
So you guys are right here. So where would you guys like to go?
So is this like just a huge clearing off to our right?
That's full of just nothing but trees. These are the pathways, like in between, like
Okay.
here
Oh,
and here. Yeah,
Okay.
and here.
So.
And then these are rivers.
And these are like bridges.
Yeah, those are bridges.
Fallen trees made into bridges.
Yeah.
Okay. It seems like the clearest route is down here, but I look over at Fallen. So, dryads, correct me if I'm wrong, but dryads are spirits born of a certain tree, right?
Yes.
Does
You can roll me a knowledge check and I'll tell you.
Okay.
Because you're asking Fallen.
Yeah, so Fallen, what can you tell us about where they like to live, how to recognize their tree and them, what, how we might find one?
I can tell you right now, she don't know much.
Yeah.
What did she roll? Oh. Yeah. Alright, Fallen, tell me everything you know about dryads.
Go ahead, you can try.
Just your bear lore.
From what I know, dryads are from their own tree and or flower, but Fortunately, I don't know much besides that. I also know that if you were to harm that tree or even destroy it, it would destroy the dryad in a sense, but I could be wrong.
Okay, so it makes sense that the tree would be isolated and well guarded.
Not only that, but if there was something wrong with the dryad, it might also be something wrong with its home.
Which means we should look for some place where there's damaged or out of place trees.
Or if there's any that are hexed or cursed or whatever the case may be.
Okay, do I have... Okay, I do have detect magic and detect poison. Okay, what's the range on those?
Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
I highly doubt it would be right inside the forest, so I'm not going to use this right away. But I get, I can, for 10 minutes apiece, detect magic or poison within 30 feet of myself. Are dryads magical creatures? Do they count as magical creatures? Do they radiate magic?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm asking Fallen and in general, if I know that.
Kinda.
Would detect magic pick them up?
Yeah. Well, that's if they cast magic.
Oh, so only if they cast
So we won't
magic.
just detect their presence then.
Yeah.
So I would be able to just passively sense them? Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, so where would you guys like to go?
I vote we take the southern route since it's clearer, but if we're looking for a tree, we might want to take this upper route and cut through the forest here. So what do you guys think?
Let's see. And how do you ping on the map?
Just hold it.
You have to be on the cursor on the very top of the list on the left.
All right. So like that?
Mm-hmm.
Then just hold it down.
So we don't necessarily know where it is. We haven't really heard any rumors of damage to the forest in any particular place. That being the case, probably the more ground we cover, the better. My vote would be for the quick route.
So probably down to the south and then across?
Agreed.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we able to hear anything right now?
Yeah.
We're actually gonna call session right now.
Aw.
I'm sorry. It's 9 o'clock here, and I'm sure it's really late for you guys over there.
Yeah,
So,
it's almost midnight. is
Yeah.
midnight.
I'm sorry. Alright, so we're gonna call session. However, I have points to award to all of you. So give me just 1 minute. Alright, let's see here. 600. Alright, so not as much XP as we normally get, but everyone gets 600 experience points for today.
All right.
100.
And good on us for managing to not start a war.
Right? No
Yep. Yeah, well done, everybody, and well done, Kayleen, for setting that up. That was actually really fun.
Oh, really?
It was. It
Yeah.
It
really
was
was.
really,
And
really tense when we were in the middle and the general told us not to go further, and I'm like, do I break my word? But no, I can't, I'm lawful, so I'm like, crap, how do I fix this?
it's very
But do we turn them
anxiety-filled.
invisible? Can we talk them into this?
Oh, jeez.
I
Alright.
think it was more anxiety-filled than an actual war, because at least with a war, you know to hit somebody, and right now it's like anybody can do anything right now, and we don't know what to do.
This is very true.
Yeah, and I really didn't want to have to fight either side because both of them were, had reason to be mad at each other, but also were sympathetic.
And not just that, but it's like, you guys don't have to fight.
Yeah.
Let's get the stick out of your ass. You don't have to fight.
Well, I'm very glad that you guys definitely got through that and were able
Not
to
died.
not die and not have anybody die. That was the main point of that.
Very close to death.
Yeah, I was rolling every time you guys would roll. I would roll to try to get against you. However, they always ended up like really low. That's why the orc couldn't see anything, and like just
He's a veteran of many battles. He's old. His eyesight's going.
Yeah, exactly. But you guys did great. I was kind of pushing you guys against the Elmlet Road because, in all honesty, I haven't completed it yet. So, but don't worry, we'll.
I want to know why the elders of this elven town have so big of sticks up their asses about us being here.
Oh my gosh.
Well, they're druids. They need sticks somewhere.
It's a dryad stick.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I know. The dryad was sexually servicing everyone in the town, and she suddenly stopped, and now they're pissy about it.
No. I got one better.
The dryad misunderstood wood for sheep, and...
Oh, no.
I got one better. He wouldn't touch the teenager.
Wait, what?
The dryad wouldn't touch the teenager, so all the elders are pissy about it, and the teenager's like, please get rid of him before he touches me.
Oh, God. Ew.
That's horrible.
But it makes sense, though.
What?
The dryad's a sex predator. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
And I love my wolf very much.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of, for
Yes.
our wolves or our animal companions, are we able to put that on our character sheet anywhere?
You can put it under, I think,
Equipment?
no, not equipment, but, there should, you can just fill out their own character sheet for them. So just, print, or, just save a regular PDF, bring it into, like, I think it's, I think there's some kind of paint on the Microsoft or something. They can just, like, pencil it in and, have their own kind of, like, character sheet for them.
The only thing you really need to remember about your animal companion is what you rolled for their hit points, and then everything else is standardized on the website. And let me send you the page for wolves.
So, yeah. So then you guys all get that in the future. And I'll make sure to add some like really fun quests for you guys too. So it's not all super serious.
Cereal.
Yeah, for cereal. Oh my gosh.
You want cereal?
I'm very glad I got my wolf, and I'm not gonna name her after the dog I have in my other campaign, which is Lucy.
I'm glad you didn't name it Lucy because my name in an RPG that I play, or not really RPG, but RP room, my name's Lucinda and my nickname's Lucy. So that would just trip me out way too much.